It's just within. They cross the thread, right? Like you use the.
Yeah, but it's probably like a 10-foot by 10-foot square or something, and then it increases by caster level or something. So that's the only 5th level. For 4th level spells, they have.
Hey, Captain Mimorph, good to see you.
Scrying and Beast Shape 2. So I can just turn into a hawk.
Got the audio right there.
But scrying is great.
Scrying is a great spell.
Like, we could scry on Ixen.
Yes. You might be watching us. We can watch him right back.
They don't have slow for 3rd level, but they do have haste. Haste is.
I can cast haste.
Haste is really good.
I can cast haste also.
Another one that I, just for flavor reasons, really want is Phantom Steed. Just summon a horse underneath me. Blink and Windwall are fun, and then there's also tongues, but I don't necessarily need. I mean, I would like to have tongues because speaking to the people you can understand is always good, rather than just understanding them.
Yep, that's why I cast tongues on myself to talk to.
Yeah, but you're a bard. You know how to do all magic.
Well, it also helps that the spell canning that I get allows me to cast spells from.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
it's only once a day.
But I love the kind of like lore reason behind that is because bards have just heard so many stories that they just know how those spells work. Yeah. Oh yeah, here, we'll put some batteries in these other ones.
Is the spell canning a bard thing or is it a scald thing? Because
well, in 5e, bards get something called magical secrets,
right,
where they can learn from any class list, including like clerics, warlocks.
Yeah. Cleric list, wizard, sorcerer, and bard.
So I had a question from a number of sessions ago.
Yes.
Yes.
We got gold. We looted the bandits when we were coming out of the mountains.
Yes.
And we never really discussed on how to split that up
Oh heck yeah, that's right.
because it's been like 5-6
it's been a
sessions since
while.
we did that. And I don't remember who looted. I know I did, but I don't know who else did.
Probably Cade.
Bandits are giants.
Bandits.
Oh, it was the bandits that were at the
Bandits
horses.
that killed all the horses
Shadow
basically,
Mist
except for
swooshed.
Yeah, wrecked them.
Swoosh them.
Oh yeah, we didn't even kill them. We just found their bodies.
Yeah, and I think,
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly that it was Cade and.
Yeah, I mean, I would have assumed Cade would
You
be
should
in their
be
pockets.
3.
3?
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause he's
so
4
I'm
and 5,
assuming
so this is
Cade
yours.
is 2.
Yes, and I think John is already mic'd up.
Yeah. Or at least he's got his mic.
Oh.
Yeah, his mic's in it.
I don't have Twitch chat up yet. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah, we're live, right?
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
live.
So, for second levels, Alter Self, Invisibility, Fog Cloud, and Detect Thoughts. Those are all fun. And then level 1 would be Alarm, Disguise Self, and I picked Erase because I think Erase is just a fun spell. Just, oh, that doesn't say anything. Woo! I don't know what happened, but thank you.
Subscriber.
Subscriber.
Ren.
Oh, Renrev, hey!
Hey, Marina, welcome back!
I probably need to re-up my subscription at some point. So, here's the thing though. Level 5 spell costs 2,500 gold. I have 28.
Ooh. Oops.
So I
That's
don't...
expensive.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go with permanency. But scrying, I think I will take. I'm gonna write these down. Freaking bots.
Well, so the bot that we're using now is great, and it does the announcements like it's supposed to, minus when our Twitch goes live. And it's because apparently they're working on fixing the
Twitch integration?
because something about like Twitch has reached capacity for certain bots.
I do not doubt that.
And so
Well, because with services like that, you name your bot individually. It's
Yeah.
not like one bot that's on everyone's like night bot.
And so it'll announce when I post to our YouTube channel.
Which I've noticed. That's really cool.
But it's not doing it when we're live on Twitch. So I'm having to immediately do that until they get that update. They're working on it. Just don't have any expected date.
So that's 1,000. I could go with haste, but you have access to haste, period.
I
Or through
can-
spell canning.
When I level up again, I should be able.
Did you level up?
Not this time.
Did you level up?
Yes.
So you're 9 now.
Yes.
I am.
Well, I guess after a rest.
I wonder if Cade's back up to 10.
I am
I don't know.
1 XP, like 1 XP away, like not 1 XP.
It's like, he wouldn't do that.
One encounter.
Like
One session's worth.
Well, a couple. I would say like next time we get XP, I should level
Yeah,
up.
but John was saying that he might even try and expedite that because both of us are rather close. Like, I'm within less than 4,000 XP to get from a level up, and that's like
Yeah. But I mean,
session's
based
worth
on
of
the
good
amount
fighting.
that he's been giving us when he gives us our XP, I should level up the next time.
Yeah, because it was only like 4 sessions since the last one,
Yeah.
and that was a decent chunk of XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I should level up next time we level up. So we'll see.
Bling. It's a bit.
That was a follow. Or a post. Post and follow.
So you don't have haste now, but you can take it later.
I will take it later, and
You will? Like you already have it on your list
I
that you
have
want?
it on my list of ones that I'm gonna learn.
I think I want detect thoughts.
But I can cast it right now using my spell that I have with spell.
Yeah, unless you want to spell canning something slightly more
being
important.
Able to talk to Ray or
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with spell canning. Sadly, they didn't have major creation, which I thought about also taking when I leveled up to 9, because I could just make a lot of food, everyone
Yeah.
would eat it, and then it would just disappear from their stomachs 24 hours later. But it probably would have passed by then, right? Does major creation disappear after a while? Yeah, I think it does. There's like oh, maybe it's like days.
What?
Makes cleanup really easy.
Coffee. I can smell coffee.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
Disguise self or alter self? They do the same thing, but one is physical, one is an
I
illusion.
like alter.
Because you can also like make yourself breathe water, or
I like alter self personally. That I have alter self, and that's a good one. I actually turned myself into Ixen once.
so that's
I don't remember that.
That was before you joined.
Yeah.
We were in the sanitarium, speaking to a guy who had been affected by the bull fever, and he wouldn't talk to anybody except for Ixen. And so,
oh great.
because like it was me, Kate, and Solomon there, but he wasn't. He was looking for Ixen. Like he didn't directly say I'm looking for Ixen, but he was looking for Ixen. Like we figured it out. And so Irida was like, oh, I know what you want, and so she cast alter self on herself and changed herself into Ixen, so that
Nice.
she could get the answers. And then suddenly things went crazy. But
So, scrying, detect thoughts, alter self, and alarm. 1,600 gold. Yeah, but I'm a wizard. I mean, I don't need a magic sword.
yeah.
I maybe already have one.
Or an axe of undead slaying.
Show off. And I already have some other magic items. Thank goodness I have the periaptive wound closure, because
Yeah.
I'm made of paper. Hi!
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, my stuff.
And I don't know if you guys remember this. I have a ring of cold resistance.
You do?
We
That's
found
awesome.
it somewhere. It was on, I think, one of the frost giants, if I remember. And it shrunk way down to my finger size.
That's right.
And then also off those frost giants, or not frost giants, they would have been stone giants. Cade got the belt of strength, or the girdle of. Oh no, it was a necklace, right?
That
It
was
makes
the
you super
necklace.
strong.
The one with the fist on the.
Yep. White.
And then I've got the lightning bolt one, which is fun.
Yes.
Good afternoon,
Actually, I
everyone.
have 2 other wands too.
Good to see you, and we're going to get started here in
Nope.
just a moment.
Knock and a wand of silent image.
Knock.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I actually have the spell knock, just always available.
Nice.
I think.
Can you scoot that way just a
Actually,
bit?
originally opened this townhouse with my wand of knock.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Who needs getting the key?
That's not.
Just knock. No, go away.
Welcome, welcome, friends, to another edition of Blue Box. We're going to roll some dice today. That's right, Mike.
One or two.
Ooh, dice? Really?
Might be a little
On this
dice
show?
rolling today.
One or two dice.
Man, that'll be fun. I'm into that.
Now I have a use for all these dice. I forgot.
Finally.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to switch off. We're going to go live.
Always called my collection useless.
Wait, I got to do that again. That didn't give me my effect. I want to see it. There we go.
Yeah.
It's not Blue Box until you have a cool dragon blowing up on your screen. I think my video is just a touch out of focus. If you could help me with that, Chris. It's the ring on the outside, and just turn it a tad. The ring on the very outside, and just turn it a touch to the right.
Which one?
The very, very outside edge, yeah.
To the right.
Yeah, try just a touch to the right. A little more. No, you're turning the. Yeah, don't turn the whole camera.
Oh.
No, you can.
What?
It's on the very edge. Okay, that's good. Good, thank you. All right.
Great.
Anybody want to
Welcome, everyone.
thank you.
First of all,
Yes.
before we get started, let us know how the audio sounds. So let's.
All right, baby, I'm jerky.
Jerky.
All right. So we're gonna go around. We'll just do a quick audio check. I'm pretty sure everyone heard Kate. All right. So let's say hello. I am Evelyn.
Hello, I'm Evelyn.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
Hello, I'm Chris.
I'm Jennifer.
You don't get a hello.
All right. Good. Everything sounds good. Can you hear a bit of the ambient music? Hopefully not too loud. Just trying to get everything balanced because once I get going, I'm not going to be paying attention. So welcome to Blue Box Runelords session. We're not sure how many. I think we're
Yep.
probably getting close 50 something. Yeah, we should just pick a number and start tracking from there. And tonight's episode is entitled Firewater, Family, Foolishness and Fate, or Fools and Fate, or something like that. It's in my title. You can see it.
Firewater Family, Fate, and Folly.
That's it, Fate and Folly. Firewater Family, Fate and Folly is the title of tonight's episode, and we begin with the party split. And I'm going to do a quick.
Never good.
I'm going to do a quick, super high-level overview, and then we're going to get a what happened last time from Evelyn in just a moment. But first, let's talk about our sponsors. So we have some incredible sponsors here at Blue Box. And first up, we're going to start with our oldest sponsor, Dragon Crafting Guild. We have all kinds of these trays. They are beautiful. I'm holding one up, but you can't see me right now.
They're great.
They are great. You can find them in the chat there. Bang your head!
And please feel free to use my decent heat tray today. Because I don't know if
Guaranteed to roll more nat 20s, except not really. And then in between there, we had Mantic Games join us. And Mantic Games, they are the makers of Terrain Crate. Incredible terrain. We've given some away here. We have more to give away, and we use some on our table. And they have a new line of stuff that's coming out here in a few months. Mantic Games, they make awesome stuff, and actually quite affordable too. I talked about this on my LMA last week, my Lore Masters Arcanum. I use a lot of terrain from different areas. Of course, I've got a lot of Dwarven Forge, which is great. It's also pricey. Terrain Crate makes great stuff that is also quite affordable. So check out Mantic and their store. Lots of good stuff. Then we also have Frederica Draws, who does all of our artwork. So all the character art that you see today comes from Frederica, and she did a giveaway for us that we posted this last week for Wastelander Anthony. Absolutely incredible work that she does.
Fire Dorica.
And then our two newest sponsors, Cozy Gamer Dice. Oh, you didn't get to see the Frederica art, Pat?
beautiful.
I'll pull it up on break. I'll show it again on break.
Wait, where's the cave pool? Wait, where did
Did you read that?
What?
Is the Cade Does Something Stupid pool still open, or did I miss my chance at a box?
Wait a minute, what? Kate always does something.
It's his catchphrase.
Hey Keith, good to see you, my friend. And then last, but certainly not least, the man with the
Hold my
plan,
rum.
the man of the hour with more bounce to the ounce, and he says what counts, the handsome devil,
thank you.
Mike Disney, and he is our newest sponsor. Yay, Mike! Maker of all kinds of incredible things, from minis to make your mouth water, to bowling balls that are ground down with a Dremel and look like wicked skulls. This man can
really?
do anything.
No, I didn't see
He
that.
is the MacGyver of artwork, and we are so glad to have him as a sponsor for our show. You're going to be seeing more collaboration between Mike and I in the coming months, and all kinds of ideas that I've got, that he's got, that we're kicking around. It's going to be a great time. And so thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for supporting our sponsors. All right, now, before we go to what happened last time, let's talk about what's happened from the beginning. And I'm going to just give a real high-level overview, a super high-level overview. I talked to one of our viewers this week. It's a viewer it's a newer, well, actually, they've been following us for a while, but they've been more active in our chat lately. And they have a great idea for a product for D&D that we're talking about. But one of the things that was interesting in this conversation was this viewer mentioned one of the things that they really like about watching our channels and our streams is that even if they miss a week or they miss a little bit of time, they come back to a recap, and that recap really helps them feel like they can jump right back in. So now that we are 50-something sessions in, you've got over 150, probably close to 170 hours of time in this campaign. Let me just give you from the real, this will be like a 2-minute overview. The party began, and it was a different makeup of the party because there have been deaths. There have been both PC and player departures. No player deaths, but departures. And they began in the coastal town of Sandpoint. They started by investigating a series of ritualistic and grisly murders all around the town, which featured a carving on the chests or different body parts. And as they researched it, they found that this was actually a rune. It was a symbol of an ancient civilization called the Thessalonians. And this rune, called a Sihedron rune, began to pop up in all kinds of strange places. They tracked it down and found the nefarious individual that was party to this. And by this point, he had already fallen prey to something called ghoul fever and was but a shell of himself, twisted by the very magics that he was employing. They followed this trail back to Magnamar, the town where they're at now, and in Magnamar they uncovered a plot. They found a twisted half-demon creature that they slew, and then they were commissioned by the mayor, they were celebrated, and they were sent off to Fort Rannoch to find what had become of the Black Arrows, who were the mercenaries, the guards that kind of covered this area. They found the fort completely overrun by ogres. They'd been betrayed. And they realized that captives and other things had been carried back to a lair of stone giants up in the Hook Mountains. They traveled to the Hook Mountains, they traveled through this lair, they battled stone giants, including an epic scene with aerial combat between Irda and a necromantic stone giant. 3-dimensional combat was kind of cool with the minis here, and they ultimately prevailed. I skipped about 4 or 5 player deaths that happened all along the way through this.
And a couple of betrayals.
There's been some carnage. Then they returned to Fort Rannoch. They set up as the lords of that keep. They have been repairing it. They set up Castellian, and they set up all kinds, they've got a bailiff and a garrison, and they have set up proper government inside this keep, which now is occupied by the former residents of the town of Turtleback, which was flooded out by the nefarious plans of these stone giants. The party then, using the powerful magics of Alcott, transported themselves back to Magnamar, where they now find themselves. And in Magnamar, they began by searching for a couple of things. One was healing for Cade Cardinal. If you've watched a previous episode and you know Cade Cardinal as the one-armed one, don't be surprised.
Fingers, Cade.
To find that Cade now has 2 hands. This was because Alcott took him to not 1 temple but 2 until they eventually found a priest that had sufficient power to create the proper restorative spell. In return for this, the priest elicited a promise from them to seek out the lost shield of the founder of Magnamar, the paladin who was associated with the very discovery and founding of it, and it is purportedly in the depths of some sort of lair from an outcast from the wizard school who is using his power to create golems down in the Shadow District, which is what sits beneath the Iron span in the City of Monuments. At the same time, Captain Cade Cardinal has sought out his dream spot, the Captain's Club in the Dockway, a really cool tavern. So that's kind of overall how they've gotten here. They're still trying to investigate the nature of the Sihedron ruins. They've heard about this giant called Moknurian, who is somehow hung up with this Sihedron ruin and the Thessalonians. So there's still much of the mystery to unravel. But to this point, the party has found themselves traveling all over Varesia, only to be right back here in Magnamar. So, Evelyn, give us a quick what happened last time.
Alright, so last time we started off with Alcott actually identifying the properties of Irda's axe after the battle with the Vixen and the ghastly spirits in the blacksmith shop. It was identified, it's awesome. But from there was a little bit of hijinks that ensued within the Foxglove townhouse. Cade ripped the image of Aldern Foxglove off the wall,
I did at that.
as it no longer belongs to him, but to the party. And as he did so, breaking it down to burn it, he found a silver wire of some sort that made his fingers tingle. And he was very interested in this.
This frickin' string.
He contemplated.
Become smart here.
Some discussion about eating it, which was not good.
I just thought about what that
Oh
would
my
have done.
gosh.
He must have been thinking the whole time, do not.
Cade then took the remains of the picture and asked Eamon to break down a crate to build a fire in the bedroom upstairs to burn the picture as well as just have a fire going in the house. So that happened. Cade began to try to investigate the properties of this in his swashbuckler way, taking out his wee dagger tried to cut it, and in the process, Cade went from being one whole Cade to a 9-fingered Cade.
I lost another part.
Taking off the tip of a finger at the first knuckle.
Keep that arm in place.
Immediately healed it shut, so he is now shy of fingernail and the top of one finger. In the process, however, Alcott actually examined the bookshelves. There had been a discussion,
So did Eamon.
and Eamon was a part of that as well. There had been previously a discussion with Ray trying to understand what he was asking for. He is the most philosophical of tiny goblin fairies, and wondering what is God. Irda decided to ponder for the day ahead to prepare a spell where she could speak to him and try to explain more clearly as best she could her understanding of what is God. But yeah, so for the rest of the night, the party began to go throughout their nightly rituals after having checked for food in the house. Irda prayed and invited Ray to join her.
They're asking if your mic is on. Is your mic on?
It should be.
Let me pull up my XR18
Yeah.
and make sure. Okay, all right.
Oh, wait. On.
No, sorry
It was
about
on
that.
standby.
Renee. That was on
It's
standby.
okay. You were getting it from me.
My mistake! I thought I pushed it all the way. But yeah, so, once the bedtime ritual had begun, and Cade had been fixed as best as Cade could be, Cade requested a bandage for his finger, which Eamon cut from his own bandages that wraps his face,
Aww.
and tied Cade's finger to
He loves
the top
me.
of his finger. Then Irda set up the tiny hut in the bedroom, masking it to fit into the surroundings, and Alcott
Everyone's favorite moment.
Alcott attempted to animate this silver string.
He did at that.
It was a good idea.
Which on a wild magic table turned
He
him
thought.
into Kentucky Fried Alcott. He firewalled himself and nearly died trying to figure out how
true.
best to utilize this newfound possible weapon. And so immediately he was tended to, lots of uses of healer's kit and lay on hands, brought nearly back to full health, and then everyone then took the rest, save Eamon, who left downstairs, wrapped his head in a new scarf that he had procured, and he later joined the rest after they had all fallen asleep. The next morning, the party prepared to head on their way to take care of their various tasks. Cade wanting to check out the Captain's Club.
Hey.
Irda wanting to procure seeds and things for the people at the fort. And Alcott and Eamon being interested in going to Alcott's school. Irda was concerned about Ixon's presence and worried about her and Cade traveling alone, since they were his main targets of focus at the moment. And so they they decided to basically walk Alcott to the school, which he gave them a brief tour around before they parted ways. Cade had a few eyebrows raised at him by the various mages within the school, and Eamon and Irda and Cade all continued on to the Captain's Club while Alcott went to speak to his former headmaster. Cade, Irda, and Eamon, when they arrived at the Captain's Club, met a woman who was sitting in a chair outside of the club, flipping coins in the air, which Cade tried to snatch, which was a very bad idea.
Just flirting.
The woman doubted Cade's position of captain on a ship. She
She likes me.
inquired as to where his ship was, if he was a captain.
In the sea, where else would it be?
Parked.
Aye, it is.
Soon, she asked Cade to prove that he was a captain, by which he began to tell a highly fabricated version of
What?
the
Cade, fabricate?
the encounter with the Kraken upon the sea on the way to the Mushfins the first time. Irda bit her tongue and let Cade have his glory, so that after the story was done, she at least seemed to believe it and gave us permission to enter. And that is where we ended last time.
That is where we ended last time. So the party finds themselves, as I said, split. You have Eamon and Alcott, who are in the study of...
No.
Eamon's with us.
Amon's with them.
I
I
went
well,
to the.
I was
Yeah.
deceived by my minis.
He wanted to
Okay, so you're
protect
there.
them.
Or he wants to have a good time.
Thank you for the sub, Proto and we appreciate that. All right, so you have only Alcott now in the study of Lys Nevlandis, who is the headmaster of the Stone of Seers, the wizard school. So that's one scene that we'll talk about. And then you have, of course, the other scene entering into the Captain's Club. Let's go around quickly. Introduce your players, your PCs rather. Tell us your level, your class, your race, and something about your PC. And before you do that, I also have a gift for you today.
Oh.
Each of you, you saw me give away one of these. Each of you gets a blue box pin.
Oh, how fun.
So these are hot off the press, handled with asbestos gloves.
I'm gonna go ahead
So
and
you can see I'm sporting one right here. They're very nice, full color. They're nicely laser cut or whatever they did with them. They look awesome. All right, so let's start with you, Eamon.
I am Eamon, a half-orc magus who is currently level 8, but after a rest will be level 9. And he is a little bit surprised nobody noticed he changed his face covering. So he's a little surprised at that.
Interesting. Okay, all right.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Let's go to Alcott.
Maybe.
Alcott Devereaux, wizard extraordinaire. Human wizard, currently level 9. Oh, so close to level 10. And I'm scared to see what this man is going to hand me.
All right, let's go to Irda.
I am Irda Landrill. I am a level 8 Skald, level 2 Paladin, Asimar, and I have procured some things for both my altar to serenade, altars, I'm putting one in Fort on top as well, and just trying to make sure that everyone at the fort has what they need for going forward.
Well done. And Cade.
Huzzah! I am Captain Cade, Cardinal of the High Seas. Used to be a level 10 until an evil DM brought me a level. We won't talk about that right now, but important thing about Cade, I love gold, wenches, and of course rum. Huzzah!
Huzzah! All right.
It feels very low on that list.
Oh!
It's about to be real high on.
It all depends on what mood I'm in.
All right. And with all of that said, we will begin.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, and that was, I showed it earlier, Pat Draws is on tonight, and Pat, he's in our Discord all the time, dropping very cool fan art. If you're not in our Discord, you should definitely check that out. It's a great community. It's a growing community. All kinds of fun stuff. The Blue Box doesn't have to end at the end of the day. It can continue on for you. You can get 24/7 Blue Box. Although it does get quiet between like 10 o'clock at night and 4 in the morning. But other than that, it's pretty active. All right. So we're going to start with you, Alcott. As I said, you stand in the neatly appointed study of Lys Nevlandis. He's the headmaster of the Stone of Seers, the preeminent wizard school in Magnamar. In fact, the very same school that you yourself attended some years past. The slender half-elf stands behind a thick mahogany desk that is neatly appointed. You see rows of documents and papers that are stacked perfectly, potions, various arcane instruments, all in neat rows, bespeaking an orderly mind.
I love it.
which you have seen many times before. Bookshelves of the same wood line the walls, and in fact, let me switch the scene here so our viewers can see. Not that one, this one. Bookshelves of that same dark, rich wood line the walls, each of them stuffed to the brim with properly ordered, they look like they've been cataloged, cleaned, absolutely perfectly aligned books. Speaking of a disciplined mind, you see also there is a glimmer to his right, your left, of a nigh invisible servant that only an arcane eye would even detect the slight warping of light that occurs there as it stands silent vigil next to Lias. As we concluded last time, he told you that he had something from your father for you. He reaches into the top drawer of his desk and he pulls out what looks like a weathered envelope. As he slides it across the desk, he keeps his hand atop the envelope and he looks you dead in the eye. How much do you know of your father's vineyards and their business?
I'm aware that we make wine, a good bit of it, and for some odd reason that makes us famous around Sandpoint. I guess people like wine, but there's a lot of money in our family.
Indeed, and did your father ever speak to you of the money, its sources, its entanglements?
No, that was my brother's responsibility.
I see.
I'm sorry you never got to meet him.
When was the last time you saw your father?
Has to have been months.
It is with this I bring you ill tidings, our God. Your father, he was seen in the city. He came to visit me. Some 3 months past. He came to see me. He was clearly distraught. He said to give this to you, should I see you again. I tried to inquire. He simply said he had business to attend to, and he handed this to me. It was some days later, some of my eyes and ears in the city. They saw him. He was abducted on the streets by armed men, and he has not been seen again since. We all fear the worst. I hate to be the one to give this news to you, but I thought you should know. And he slides the envelope across the desk.
Should I read this now?
As you wish.
Thank you very much, Lise. I'm gonna step out for a moment.
Okay.
I'm just gonna exit the
He
room
nods,
open
and you
it.
can see, like, you've known this headmaster for quite some time, but he's definitely got an air of somberness to him. He was never over much sentimental, but clearly he respected you as a student, and apparently he had some sort of a knowledge with your father, and he is quite somber.
Can I make any heads or tails of that? His connection and my dad?
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight roll for me, please.
Let's roll some dice. That would be sense motive.
Yep.
I'm gonna do advantage.
Good to see you, Sean Hunter. Hey, Pat.
23.
23. You definitely have the sense that there is something more that he knows that he's not telling you. You don't sense anything malign. You don't sense anything, any ill intent. But there is something more that he's not saying.
Okay. I'll just exit his quarters very quickly and just open the envelope as quickly as I can.
All right, you step outside. Now you're alone in the hallway. You see a couple of Alcoits bustle past. They cast you nary a glance. You tear open the envelope, and
My hands are very shaky as I open it.
as you open it up, you see a couple of different things. You see what looks like a thin, rolled sheet of paper, perhaps a scroll. You see another scrap of paper inside there, and then you see what looks like a semicircle of stone.
Is there anything on the scrap of paper, first off?
You pull it out and you recognize your father's writing, but it looks hastily scrawled, and it simply says, "I'm sorry, son. Do not search for me."
Then I'll open up the scroll.
All right, as you open the scroll, you see it is in fact it's a spell. It's a magical spell. It's an arcane scroll of some type. If you take a few moments with it here, I don't know if you want to do it in the hallway or if you want to do it later, but
I mean, can I at least make out what it is? I don't necessarily
like
need
just
to-
doing it quickly on the spot. Go ahead and make a spellcraft check.
I mean,
for
I
me,
can
please.
cast detect magic. I don't
But
know
you
if
don't
that's
have
going
to
to give
do
me
that. I
anything
mean,
yet.
you can read magic. It's
Yeah.
just like it takes a moment, and so if you
Like-
want to do it right here. or wait.
35.
A 35, yes. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is it's a scroll of stone shaping.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll just sort of absent-mindedly pocket that in one of the side pouches of the haversack and walk back in and plant this stone disc on his desk, on Lisa's desk. What is this?
As you pull it out, to call it a disc would be incorrect. It's not a disc. I said it's sort of like a semicircle.
Oh, semicircle, sorry.
Of stone.
I just heard the word circle and ran with it.
As you look at it, you see it's actually, you slide it, and even as you're looking at it, he looks at it, and he says, "It looks nothing to me so much as half a ring." And as you look, you can see that the edges of either side of the semicircle are rough, as though it's part of a circle that was snapped in two.
Okay, is there any writing or marking in it?
You don't see anything. Just smooth gray stone.
Would you assist me?
If I can.
I'm going to start the incantation for detect magic as I look at him to kind of help me out in that. I don't know how he would, but I mean,
Sure.
two wizards. I want us to both look at this and make something of it.
He sees what you're doing. He kind of bows his head in concentration as well. Looks at it, and you both, you sense his power coming alongside yours as a sort of a combined magical conduit. You sense there is definitely, it's a faint magical aura, but even the nature of it, the school of it, it's like you could compare it to nothing so much as having half a letter, half a puzzle. It's without the fullness of it, there is little that can be told.
Is there any way to repair this magically?
Your guess is as good as mine, Alcott. I have not seen the like of this stone before. It is not from the Iaspan. I would think to repair it, you would have to have the other half.
He's signing to the viewers?
I think one viewer in particular. At least it better be the one I think she just signed I love you to.
I know it wasn't I love you.
No, that was not I love
It was
you.
this to Tim. I spelled out his name.
Oh, okay.
You seem to have respected my father. He and I did not part on the best of terms. Does not mean that I do not love my father. Very much care for him, and I assume you know something, based on the way you are acting currently. I would very much love for you to tell me what you do.
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
The diplomacy of
Diplomacy.
baby.
Hey everybody, today we're going to give away what we have not given away in a while, a Blue Box mug. These
terrible.
things are really nice,
Way
full
worse.
color Blue Box mug. And depending on our viewer count today, if we get up high, I'll have an extra special giveaway.
And if we get to 100, we have a. Oh, I don't have the dinosaur shirt yet, but I got one.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
12.
12. He looks at you, he seems like he's about to speak, and he says, "Perhaps another time, oh God, I'm weary and I have a class to attend. I wish you Godspeed. There were some requests you made on the way in. Whatever was available to you in scrolls, if you have the coin for them, you can collect them on your way out.
I will. And I will be heading to meet Mistress Eva soon. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so you walk out of his study, your brow furrowed.
No eyebrows. But
No.
it is
Well,
furrowed.
your the lump of skin above your eye furrowed, where your eyebrows used to be before you incendiated them, and
The exact opposite of Shorewing.
so you go ahead. I gave you all the scrolls that were available pre-stream, so you can do your check on gold if you haven't done that yet.
Yes, for everybody that wants to know, I am buying a scrying scroll, a detect thought scroll, an alter self scroll, and an alarm scroll.
Okay.
Totals up to 1,600 gold.
Okay, great.
I will just
mark that gold off your inventory. You are in the one place where such things are in plenty. You are in the Stone of the Seers in Magnamar. Now, as you leave, you walk through. There are countless memories that flood your mind. Hallways that you ran as a student, places with friends that you committed all kinds of chicanery that you ought not have. You see the place where you kissed your first girl, a slender flaxen-haired lass who had been in part of your alchemy class. And a flood of memories go through your mind, including the place where you were bullied and beaten up by one of the necromantic students. And you you walk outside the Stone of the Seers, and you can still see, of course, you see the garden in the distance to your left. You see the massive stone edifice of Founder's Honor, even just from your 2-3 blocks away, still stands off in the distance. And then the Museum of the Ages and the archives are to the left. Are you going there, or are you going to seek the rest? You're going there now.
Instantly going there.
Okay.
I will, as I leave, well, actually, before I exit, I'm going. It's kind of colder out because it's in the winter time,
That's right, huh?
I'm going to take my fur coat and don it, and then try and like pull up a hood if I can. And you said that the patch that was the Devereaux family
Yes.
crest on my
Yes.
was burned away.
Yes.
Cool, because my shield is wrapped in cloth, and so is my sword. I'm just going to walk down the street like a regular person.
Okay.
Because I now don't have hair and don't really look like myself anymore. So I'm going to try and work with that.
You have a high degree of anonymity at this moment. There is no question.
I'm just a guy in a fur coat.
Necromancers are such bullies. Hey, Hagar, we haven't seen you in a minute, my friend. Welcome. Yes, Iculus, throwbacks, all that good stuff. Reminder, we do have giveaways today, and thanks for being with us here on Blue Box. All right, we're going to switch scenes now. The other 3 members of the party have just
well, I was
stepped
gonna go
inside
research your stuff. I was
the
waiting for you
Captain's
guys.
Club.
Should be a lot of fun.
An elite club, only available to those.
One thing I will say, because
Yes.
he just reminded me of this.
Uh-huh.
Before I leave, I will tell the guards at the entrance, if they see the people who I came in with, to tell them to go to the archive. That's where I am.
Okay.
So if they see a beautiful woman and a man with 2 arms, not one.
They are the same guards that were here when you came in, and as soon as you start talking, one of them looks over to the other one. Don't worry, we'll not forget the woman.
She is hard to, yes. The archive. I will be there. Let them know they're supposed to come get me.
And she'll be where?
Coming here, I assume, and then to the archive to get me, not to
They
get
look
you.
and they kind of wink at each other.
Good luck.
All right, you head over to the archive. All right, Cade,
Huzzah!
Eamon, and Irda, as you step inside,
The elite club. That I got her said.
let me use my super cool.
With me. Wild
Table
for the
here.
ladies.
Hang on. This.
Wiles.
You know.
Oh, kid.
All right, so we're going to pivot the scene here with my rotating table, which is necessary for Sundays because we have 5 people in a small room. I talked about that on my Lore Masters Arcanum on Wednesday, if you were watching. And before I bring the view up, let me describe to you what you see. Hang on here, let me kill this, and why is that so quiet?
Striker's Dan said club hopping.
There we
D&D
go.
style.
Yeah, club hop and D&D style. All right. You step into the Captain's Club, and immediately your senses are assaulted by a variety of different things. There's laughter, there's jesting, much of it ribald and inappropriate. There are aromatic scents and the strong scent of powerful alcohols. There is food that makes your mouth water as you walk in. You see people of all different races, shapes, and sizes, all with their marks of captaincy. You see the dark-skinned Shawanti wearing bright scarves across their chest. You see Varisians with the typical hats, some with feathers in them, some not. You see the Northerners, Ulfin, covered in dark furs, wearing only the black bands around their biceps to denote their captaincy. But everywhere you look, you see signs of rank. As you walk in and look up, you can see there is netting, like captain's netting, that hangs from the ceiling. Parts of the walls are covered with masts. You see cutlasses and various elements of both captaincy and piracy that cover the walls. And harried servants bustle around bringing drinks and food to tables and patrons, which unsurprisingly often take a bit of a pinch here and there, which they should not. You are in the captain's club. A lively bard plays a tune in the corner. A few people look up, but otherwise you are mostly unnoticed as you step in.
Huzzah! Just look at this place. I see you, Eamon. You got dressed up for this occasion. You're ready to go get some ale.
I think I'll leave that to you.
Well, come with me, sir.
All right, so
What about you, Irda?
Kate,
Yes.
you could use some of the. You see all these other captains? They
What about him?
We should work on your look to make it easier for you to come to places like this. I think. Yes.
My look is my look. It sets me
You're
apart.
captain, you know.
Sets me apart. All right, Irda, what do you got in mind? You want to doll me up a little?
I was just thinking, perhaps because you're a captain, you should look more your station. Something, and that way, when they come to places like this, they will not question that you are captain of a ship if you look the part.
Does that mean I got to act the part also?
Well, you act the part just by the fact that you are the captain of the ship. I just thought.
Some of these are stick in the muds. I like to look the way I act. But if you want to doll me up, I don't mind. Work your magic.
Well, I can't really do anything right now, but we could probably come up with something respectable for you at a later point.
All right. Sounds delightful.
Okay. Eamon, are you doing anything while this conversation is happening?
Just staying unnoticed, as much as I can with boisterous Cade.
Well, again, as I said, you see there are people of all kinds of garb and stripe. You fit in here quite well. It could easily be that what you're wearing is just the customary garb from some island somewhere. You really elicit no more attention than anyone else. But even as you're speaking of being dolled up, as you say these words, you see a striking and absolutely flamboyant woman that comes walking over. She walks with a swagger that is both bold and somehow manages a graceful demureness. She's got a sharp cutlass blade gleaming on her hip, and she wears all blue, brilliant blue, with a wide-brimmed curled hat and a huge white plume that extends above it.
Irda, work your magic now.
What do you want to do?
Well, I just gotta look a little better than her.
But, Kate, why would you be competing with this lady captain? You are you. There's no need to compete with anybody else.
All right, well,
Hello!
Oh, huzzah!
She bows with a flourish. I am Liru. I am the founder and the proprietor of the Captain's Club, and I don't think I've had the pleasure of making your acquaintance. Would you be the captain?
Pish posh!
I am Lady Irda. My captain is this fellow here, Kate.
At your service, ma'am!
You're quite sure?
Very sure. He is a very fine captain.
Then it is a pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Cade, Cardinal, ma'am. I'm sure you've heard of the heroes of Sandpoint. We have a statue of us in Sandpoint, me and Erda, because we have vanquished many a foe. Not just on the sea, but also on the land.
Ah, the Heroes of Sandpoint. Yes, I have them. You are of the Heroes of Sandpoint.
Indeed, yes.
I don't remember.
The very ones.
I don't remember a ship being involved there. Where was your ship?
Oh, because I can fight on sea and on land. That's how good I am.
She gives a laugh, and as she laughs, it's bright. It almost seems to lighten up the room. You feel warmth, just almost embrace you at her laughter, like you crave more of it. Well then, you are all welcome. And your name?
Lady Gerda Rienrir.
Lady, may I apologize in advance? We don't always have the most refined of guests here, but I assure you, they will take to a sharp word or a sharp blade and leave you quite alone. Is the looming gentleman with the bandages, is that your friend as well?
Yes, that is our friend as well. He is with us.
He's our good pal, Eamon. Right? He's a bit quiet.
Yes.
I speak for him also.
For better or worse, yes.
Well then, make yourselves quite at home, and if you would like to try any of the local libations, we have most every type of Varisian, ale, rum, whiskey. We even have the distilled liquors from the old
Rum.
You are a lover of rum, are you, Cade?
I am, but you're gonna have to have the best for me palate.
And by best, do you prefer the rums which are sweeter, the rums which are spicier, or the rums which kick like a mule?
Aye, all of the above.
He has a very specific palate.
She says, perhaps you would like a nice tall stein of firewater.
Oh. Ooh. Do you light it on fire?
You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Can I sense motive on this woman?
You certainly may.
Come on.
Let me roll it for you. What is your sense motive bonus?
It is plus 12.
A sweet, spicy kick of a mule in the muck. A plus 12, okay.
Plus 12.
You sense nothing more than sort of a bemusement from her.
All right.
And she motions, the tables are quite full here, as you can see. And as she motions, you are able to find some places you can kind of get around tables that already have folks in them. As I said, every kind of stripe and race of people. The lute continues to play on with the bard in the corner. There is a table here to the right, which is open. So it kind of makes sense you make your way over to that table. You see there are a pair of halflings here. One of them wearing an almost ridiculously foppish hat atop his crown, and clearly compensating for his size in his captaincy. You see several of the normal stripes. You see the northerners over here. There is a heavy-set bartender in the back, and as Liru bustles back, you see she goes behind the bar and disappears to a door behind.
As we sit down, Irna's gonna lean toward Cade and whisper, "Well, she seems rather friendly. Perhaps she would be amenable to helping you stock your bar back at the fort."
Ooh, the pickled
Speak
pirate.
to her, perhaps, about making arrangements.
Well, you think she likes me?
Role play among yourselves for a moment. I left my pad of graph paper upstairs.
Oh no!
Oh. Well, goodbye, sir.
She seemed to
What can I do?
well,
Let's think about this.
I would say focus on being your best self and convince her that she would do well to partner with you on supplying alcohol for your bar.
So you think she's a trustworthy gal?
Cade,
Since
we're
she's
in the bar. Are you trustworthy?
Trust me, I'm a pirate.
I
know.
feel
Not
like
many people do.
I feel like perhaps if Well, she seems like a
Oh,
pirate type.
she's beautiful.
Gold seems to communicate. Perhaps if you make it worth
Gold communicates with every pirate.
Perhaps if you make it worth her while, she would be willing to go into business.
Hey, well, I would be a good customer of hers.
Yes, of course.
Ah,
Lay the groundwork. So to speak.
oh, what's her name again?
Leroy.
Liru. Liru! Where is she?
She has not come
Oh,
back.
she did not
She's
come
behind
back.
the counter.
That's why I took this moment to talk to you about it.
As you see, she does come bustling back around. She hands she hands 2 steins to the servant, and then she walks over directly to Cade herself, and she holds the stein in front of her, and you see
Fire it up!
she sprinkles.
Oh, yes.
She sprinkles some powder in the top, and
Huzzah!
Wow.
It was a cool fire.
And Kate is gone.
powerful fire.
Very
Sorry about
potent.
that, viewers.
Why am I getting flashbacks to the night before?
Nobody get vertigo, please. Cade keeps making Eamon jump. Is that true, Chris?
I haven't noticed, but
It's very possible.
All right, give me a second. All right, go. That's better. Then she hands it over to you,
Ah, this is the fire water you'll be talking about.
and in seconds, the fire goes out, and
Oh, no.
you see smoke coming out of the top of the glass.
I had something I was gonna do. Keep it on fire.
She arches a brow. All right then, Kate. And she sprinkles a little more powder.
Fire in the hole!
And you do what with it?
I drink it.
The whole thing?
I thought you chucked it over your shoulder.
I drink it.
I'm like, you just light the whole bar.
Okay. All right. So you see Kate, fire in the hole. All right. So first of all, it gets about it's about 2 seconds before you realize your throat is scalding. I need you to.
Uh-oh.
Are you
They
gonna
do it
keep-
on YouTube.
Are you gonna? It's not from the flame. It's not from the flame.
Oh.
It's from what you're drinking.
Oh.
And so you get about halfway through. It's painful. Do you continue to drink?
I'm a
All
man,
over
I
here.
drink.
All right. I need you to make.
That is the quote of the day. I'm a man, I drink.
I'm a man. I drink.
Huzzah!
So I need you to make. We're all out of Cade flasks, aren't we? We need to order some more Cade flasks. All right. So you make a con check. So you need to roll below your Constitution.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
Okay.
use an advantage.
I will.
Just in case.
I got plenty from the good
Thanks,
people
Mike, I
of the
appreciate it.
Twitch universe. All right. Wait, what's wrong? Where's my con?
at the top.
Hey, see you next time, Mike.
Oh, that's not good. Hold on.
What is your con?
14.
Likely.
That's good.
Oh, is that good? Okay.
Higher
okay.
means you have a more likely chance of rolling below.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're rolling with an advantage with the good
Yeah, see,
die.
whereas I have, I think 10.
That would make sense.
I don't think it's less than 10.
Thank you very much, sir.
19. Huzzah.
19.
Huzzah! Drink it all the way!
All right.
That needs to die.
Whether or not that was a
Negative
good roll to
11.
succeed on remains to be seen. You continue, and there's several, like, it gets a little bit quieter around the tavern as you do this with the Firewater, and you can see there's actually a moment of stillness as you go. Even the bard, he stops playing, and all eyes are on you. Cade, when you slam the mug back down,
Huzzah!
you are on fire. It feels like your throat is being ripped out and pulled out of your throat. Your belly, it's like there's a literal flame inside of it. Your nostrils, you see Cade's eyes get very red and little bits of snot start to come out of his nose, but he's trying to control it. Liru arches a brow at you. Well, you do hold your drink.
Yay! Huzzah!
You just drank a wasabi smoothie.
The few people, they kind of start to pick up again. The bard picks up again. One of those heavy northerners.
Is your mic on?
Yes, but you could still hear me. Thank you very much. One of those stout northerners walks over to your table, a giant of a man, clad in what looks like a bear skin wrapped over him. Ah, not many of you Varisians can drink like that. And he slaps you on the back. It's quite firm. And even as he does this, you feel already the effects are starting to hit you. And you are a seasoned man that holds his cups.
I have some rum advantages. I'll use those. Overcome that. I have 2. I'm gonna overcome some of that so I can party harder.
It's good to know your priorities.
I'm gonna use an advantage to overcome that so I can party harder. Hang on, I gotta clip that. All right. So this goes on. You see people moving back and forth. The tone of the inn just continues to tavern just continues to grow. And people are kind of walking past you. Every once in a while, someone slaps you and congratulates you. What are the rest of you doing at the table? Eamon, you're done.
I mean,
Good
at that
question.
spectacle, I mean, Eamon just kind
Romulan ale.
of sat back and kind of chuckled. And I did mention something in the Discord to you
Okay.
earlier. So,
All right, I'll pull that up right now. Hang on.
Secrets.
yes, yeah.
Amen.
Oh, you mean earlier?
Earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. So just,
Okay. All right. All right.
yes,
got it.
Cade.
So, I know you're not much of a drinker, but are you much of a gambler?
No.
Oh man, do you do anything fun?
All right. You're not really winning him over.
Kid,
Cade,
Hey, there's
everybody
dice.
has their
There's
own.
cards. Something. Choose something. For God's sake.
There's only 2 things.
Choose to lose money or drink. Is that what you're saying? Those are the only fun things in life.
Are you saying they're not?
I'm not saying they aren't. Sometimes they're more of one person's cup of tea or rum in your case than other people's.
I know, sir. Do you like friends?
I believe that I
You don't even like friends?
have friends. I have friends.
Well,
Where?
hello.
I would think that I'm sitting with at least 2 of
well
them.
then do something fun with me.
Your definition of fun is very weird.
Okay, you're right. I like to play dice, and I like to do cards, and I like to drink rum.
How about this?
Yes, choose something.
How about I will watch you?
Oh man, dude, that's not a good one. Landlubber.
Dude.
Sorry, no dude, please.
Dude, what is this dude you speak of?
Eardo, are you doing anything while this conversation is going on?
Oh, that is good. Wait.
Immediately after, like, Kate down the drink, she put her head
Do
in her
something.
hand and was just kind of thinking to herself, this is not exactly what I meant about being on your best behavior. But she doesn't say it out loud. She just kind of watches this conversation between Eamon and Cade. Cade, you are surrounded by other captains.
I am.
This is the perfect opportunity for you to lose a little gold or win a little gold from men of your same amazing caliber. You should go introduce yourself to all of these people. You have at least gotten their attention, and some of them are quite impressed with your ability to drink that much of something.
Liru comes walking back over the table as you're talking. You see she has a second mug of this in her hands. And she says, now, Cade, I've heard of traditions in, even in Sandpoint. I believe a Mako, who I am quite fond of.
Oh,
she's-
Mako is my friend, and I did a little something for her.
I beg your pardon.
Not in that way! Get your mind out of the gutter, ma'am! Emiko is a friend of mine. I had a kitty cat. Huge, nasty cat that I killed with my bare hand! He was gonna take over the whole city, but I killed him. And then I had somebody stuff his head and put in jeweled eyes and mounted it in her establishment.
You never told her the name of your ship.
Die!
What is the name of your ship, Kate?
Amako's Revenge. You should come on board, my ship.
Well, fascinating.
It is a beauty!
Kate, I was about to ask you in Amako's own style to tell us a tale, and I would give everything at this table tonight for free. You have already done so.
Oh, I didn't even need to have anything in return. I just told a tale. How about that?
As this conversation goes on, you see the bard, he whistles from the corner, and things get a little bit quieter in the inn, and he says, "It's time. It's time for everyone's favorite shanty." Liru leans over. They sing this most every night. If you don't know the words, you'll catch on quickly. The bard, he gets very quiet, and he pulls out his second lute, this one a little bit smaller, one that perhaps carries a higher tune. And as he does so, he begins to sing a doleful song. And he says, "Janus was not a sailor, but he longed to be, sailing across the starry skies and deep blue seas, living with no earthly cares as mates and he. All the envy of the men who were not free." As he says this, suddenly he takes off and everyone starts clapping inside the inn. And they begin sort of singing along these same words, and they're all looking over at you. Janus was a lowly man, he did not be. Across the seas, across the starry sea.
Eamon's like,
North and he. Let's try it one more time. We're trying this one more time, right? There's role play experience points to be had here. You're off, Devereaux. You don't have to do this. Huzzah!
I want to see more, but I didn't catch all those.
All right, so try it here. We'll let this go through one more time, right? You can sing along at home, all of our fans. If you sing this, pop it in the chat. You get a hearty handshake and a pat on the back when I see you next. All right. So it's Janus, all right? Here we go. Janus was not a sailor, but he longed to be, sailing across the starry skies and deep blue sea, living with no earthly cares, his mates and he. The envy of all worldly men who were not free. Janus was not a sailor, but he longed to be, sailing across the starry skies and deep blue sea, living with no earthly cares, his mates and he. The envy of all worldly men who were not free. And everyone kind of yells out, and it gets very raucous and rowdy inside there. There are several drinks that are tipped over and spilled on the ground, and it just it gets kind of much more lively. You see people walking around. They start slapping each other on the back. That heavy northerner, he walks over and he comes to your table. He looks at you. "You gonna drink that?"
Another one. No, not the Firewater. I would rather have sample what you got there. I can't handle another Firewater. Are you crazy, sir?
He just reaches across the table and he takes your mug.
Oh, you got to light it on fire first, or it's nothing.
"I am here for the power, not the show." And he tosses it back.
Pish! Posh!
You see some dribbling across his chin, down his grayish beard. He slams it on the table. Hello!
Okay.
Mikey tipped you an advantage, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Mikey, for the advantage. Appreciate
for the
that.
beautiful
I missed
song.
it. So, Liru, she says, I'll leave you to your own now. If you have any songs, any other tales, anything which entertains, I always welcome it. And she walks away.
And Irda kind of thinks for a moment, and then she goes up to the bar. She's making route to the other bard. Basically, she wants to go talk to him.
Okay.
And she's gonna ask for a pint of ale on her way to speak to the bard.
Okay. A man who's neither fat nor skinny, just a thick-armed, thick-fingered man, thinning but not bald. He's got a clean apron on. He pushes a mug of ale across from you and gives you a nod. All on the house, the lady says.
Thank you very much. And
Hey, I would like a glass of your finest rum.
Well, you're over here, so you're gonna walk up to the bar.
Yes, I'm walking up to the bar.
All right. You walk up to
Hey,
the bar.
sir, give me your finest rum.
Even with your legs are not terribly steady.
I had 2 advantages, sir.
I know, that's why you're not under the table right now. You walk up and he nods. I have some of the Varisian gold if you'd have that.
Oh, I miss my Varisian gold. I had some Varisian gold, and you know what I did? Here's another story for you, sir.
and those kids.
I sold my Varisian rum for an arm, and I got a big ol' ugly stump. Then I was disarmed by armed robbery from Mixon. Took me arm away. Then I got it back, now I lost my finger. I'm telling you, sir, I'm falling apart. Apart.
Don't worry about it. The Firewater does that to everyone.
But it didn't Firewater. What are you talking about? These are true stories.
You're making no sense, but here.
Irda!
He passes the.
Tell me
you
they're
see-
all true!
Irda's walked away from you.
I'm out.
You see, she's engaged with the bard, who has dropped his lute and has his eyes squarely on her.
I just grabbed it.
You both have gotten an
And I
advantage
look for
from
a
that.
table
Okay.
with gambling.
Okay, all right.
You just got an advantage.
Come over to
Oh, I did.
the bar, and she's like, hello, I'm Irda, and I came to tell you I was very impressed by your playing tonight, sir.
He kind of stammers. He's a slender, smallish man. Maybe stands 5.5 feet tall.
Oh, I tower over
Yeah,
him.
you tower over him. He's got kind of a mousy face.
Well, thank you. I have some no mean skills, but I'm honored, milady. Thank you.
Would you be willing to have an accompanist tonight? I play myself, and I would love to join you.
But certainly.
Okay, so what she will do then is she's going to use her summon instrument cantrip, and she's just going to kind of, it's going to look kind of like she's going to take her hands and put them together, like place them together and draw them out like the length of the neck of a lute.
Okay.
And she'll just kind of make the strumming gesture and it'll appear in her hands. I have my instrument right here.
His brow arches. He looks quite shocked.
What would you like to play?
Something upbeat.
Upbeat!
You lead and I will follow you.
Amen. Let's go over and hear Irda play. Do you play anything? No. You don't do instruments either! My God, man!
And what instrument do you play?
My voice.
I've heard that. I don't know if that's
Smooth
good
as silk.
All right, so you guys walk over and you see Irda. She takes her spot up next to the bard, and you recognize her flute. And he picks up a lively tune.
Hey!
It's the lute, not the flute. I'm playing.
No, he's got his lute.
Yes.
You've got your. Oh, did I say your
I'm
lute?
playing my lute.
Yeah. Oh, you're playing your lute.
That's
your
why I
lute.
summoned the instrument.
Oh, my
because
bad.
my flute is flute.
Hey!
I thought I saw
Pay
you like
attention,
telescoping
man.
your flute. Okay,
no,
gotcha.
that was
Telescoping the head of
that
the-
was her casting the spell to
Gotcha.
summon
All right, so the two of them begin playing the lutes together in time, and it's an upbeat, tempoed song.
I pay a lady. Is there a lady around?
yeah.
To go dance with him.
Yes.
All right, so you have two choices.
Yes.
There is a very attractive,
I'll take the attractive one.
but she's a serving girl.
Well, she'll get off her job. I'll give
All
her a
right,
gold.
so she's walking past. She's got bright red hair and a blue dress. Just as you see
Perfect.
here.
She stands out.
Don't even worry about the other choice.
No.
I can't really see that very well. You get her attention. She's got a glistening of sweat where she's been bustling.
Hello,
across.
pretty little lady. Can I offer you a gold? I have a job for you. See the man in bandages?
I'm not that kind of woman.
It's not that kind of thing. Just listen to me. See the man in bandages over there? Okay. He needs a little excitement. Can you go dance with him? Just dance. That's all I ask. Give him a little excitement for the name.
She looks over at the
For a
bar.
gold?
She looks over at the bartender. He shrugs.
Ah!
She takes your gold.
All right.
You don't see any of this, Eamon. But what you do see is, as you're watching Irda and the bard play this lively tune, suddenly a very attractive red-haired young lady in a bright blue dress that you saw serving earlier, she steps in front of you and says,
Fancy a dance with me?
That he sure does! I'll smack him on the back.
Cade,
A little persuasive.
I'm going to kill you.
Hey, later.
Someday.
Later.
I will kill you.
It's not my time to die.
So, not wanting to be rude, he will take her hand
Oops.
and look at her and say, I hope he paid you handsomely for this.
okay. All right. As you take, there are actually a couple other folks that are dancing as the tune picks up and gets more lively with the additional strings of Irda's lute. You, though, have no experience dancing. You're quite large. I'm going to have you go ahead and make a dex check for me, please.
Sure. I'll do this at advantage.
Telling me there's not a dance skill?
There is not.
Oh, wow.
Well, one is a natural 18.
Thank you, Akil.
So.
Oh, wait. Dex check, so you're under your dex.
Under.
So you did
Oh, so I did
It's
exceed. So it's 13
Actually is.
And what's your dexterity?
plus 2.
No, your dexterity would be a 14 then?
15.
15.
I have a 15, sorry.
I have nothing.
All right. You're clumsy, but you narrowly avoid managing to, not step on her. You don't trip over anything, and you see she is stiff and very uncomfortable. She can't even see your face. All she sees is your eyes.
Are we done yet?
She looks up at you.
Would you like to take that off? It doesn't look very comfortable.
I'm afraid that it is always on.
Okay. All right. She leaves. She walks away. She looks relieved to be away from you. You see Cade. He is chuckling. All right, Irda, as you're playing, anything else you're doing over there?
I kind of observed the scene that where the woman asked Eamon to dance and kind of put two and two together, realizing that that's probably Cade's doing, and I just kind of smile and just keep playing. I'm in a good mood right now, and I'm trying to just have some fun. It's been a rough few days for everyone.
All right. Then that's where we'll pause for a moment. We're going to come back over to Eamon, or Alcott, who's been waiting patiently. And Alcott, you make your way through into. You have no problem gaining entry into the museum, and as you are entering, you are taken through a series. You've only been in a couple of the entry rooms here before when you were a student. You've never been this far inside. And as you are led, you find the woman you seek. You've never met her before, but you find she is at best one. Sorry for everyone.
Two of them have very visceral reactions.
Wondering why.
Hey, she's seen better days in her life, I believe.
This is
She
why
lived a hard
all of our
life.
fans are wondering what the laughter is about here. This woman could only be described as severe in visage. And she looks down at you from a lengthy nose.
What business have you here?
Mistress Irba, I assume.
One and the same.
Good.
You have me at a disadvantage. I don't like being at a disadvantage.
Alcott Devereaux.
You see almost like she's rifling through files in her mind.
Yes, middling student of no significant power. Slightly recalcitrant. I recall you. Oh,
All right.
yes, and spoiled heir to noble family.
Define
Yes.
spoiled. I mean, I distinctly remember my brother getting much more than me, but I guess. Anyways, hello. I hear you know much about the Thessalonians, or at least can bring me to the things that will teach me much about them.
To your first question, boy, no one living knows much about the Thessalonians. But yes, you have come to the right place.
Well, I intend to be the one.
For what purpose?
I find myself entangled in their works.
You find yourself entangled in the works of those gone for 10 eons.
Yes, not surprisingly. I don't know why I have to point this out so often. Your city has a massive bridge built by the Thessalonians off of it. They're all around.
Boy, do not lecture me.
Historically.
The works, the monuments of the Thessalonians, their history is, yes, it is all around us, but to be entangled in their works today makes no sense.
It is a complicated story, madam. I only request your aid.
She crosses her arms. She looks at you skeptically.
Why should I aid you? I don't just let anyone go rifling through these books. They don't maintain their condition as greasy fingers of young men that have been gods know where in the last evening.
My fingers
touch
have
their
not been
pages.
greasy in months, and Lise from the Stone of the Seers has sent me.
That babbling inane child? Should that mean something to me?
Yes.
He's always sending his students here thinking to rifle through my goodies.
That's exactly how she
Nobody's
says
been
it.
rifling through her goodies for a long time.
That was good.
No one's been writing through goodies in a long time. All right. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me, please.
Sure.
And I highly suggest you use advantage on this. if you
Yes,
have it.
I was actually going to wonder if there was something I could give her that might entice her.
I have one of those.
No, I do not. Eamon is wearing it. I have it in my inventory, but it shouldn't be there.
I thought you had the second one.
Do I?
Could explain her bitterness.
Do you
That's
have it
right,
or do I
Pat.
have it? The Sahedron rune. It's on your neck?
I have it.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Vivi.
All right. I already took off the advantage, so let's
Okay.
just 22, I believe. Let me just double check that modifier. Yes, 22.
Total of 22?
Yes.
You may not.
Can I ask why?
I have already answered. You've given me no sufficient reason for it. And I don't just let any whelp upstart, particularly one of questionable academic skill, simply because Lise thinks to entangle himself in the affairs that are not his. He manages the stone, I manage the museum.
This is fair. Students of the stone, however, are some of the highest caliber to come out of Magnamar, are they not?
It is true there is good cloth cut from that place. There is also much that should be thrown to the fire and burned that comes from that place. Worthless cloth, fit
agreed.
not to be clad for beggars' bandages.
Agreed. Is there anything I can offer you? A knowledge of my own? Something?
You see her eyebrows climb as high as they possibly could up her forehead.
You propose to offer me knowledge?
Perhaps of the Thessalonians, and why I am so entangled in them. You seem interested.
She's just quiet and she looks at you.
Have you heard of the name Mokmurian?
Almost resentfully. No.
Oh, interesting.
She scowls. The eyebrows come back down.
Then let me explain, and I will propel her turn. I tell her everything about what I know about Mokmurian, his connection to Barl, what we saw with the rain going on in the
Okay, so for the benefit of our viewers also, and those who are newer, just give me like a 30-second synopsis of what
So, I heard about this rain going up near Fort Rannick and that area up there, so I decided to go up to Hook Mountain, learned about there were these witches, dark magic.
you bore me.
We fought giants, one was named Barl. We found these runes, Sahedron runes, which we believe are connected somehow to the Thessalonians. There's some sort of magic tied in with them.
Sahedron, you say?
Yes.
Like you
heard
see
this
her
word
going
before.
back through that mental file cabinet again.
Star, 7-pointed.
Indeed.
Denoting all of the sins of the ancient Thessalonian Empire.
Good to know. I was not aware of that key piece of information.
Of course you would.
Could you elaborate on those sins?
You don't know the 7 ancient sins? Do they teach you nothing in that school?
I mean, I thought one might be special. I could probably assume. Gluttony, greed, all of those.
Yada yada.
Lust, avarice, pride, yes, these are they.
Fantastic. Anyways, we learned that Barl was connected to someone named Mokmurian, a great giant of some sort who is connected to the Thessalonians. There's a great evil going on, something between these Sahedron runes. There was an entire town that had their chest carved in with these runes. People died. There's a darkness, and we wish to investigate.
Make another diplomacy check, please. I suggest you do better than a 22 this time.
Better than a 22. There's so much pressure. Nope.
Oh,
17.
She's right on the edge.
It's interesting, but I just don't think it's wise that you meddle with my books. If you have interest in some particular topic, I could have one of my scribes bring you a page that's been copied if there's a topic you'd like to know.
The language.
You wish to learn the Thessalonian language.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say this in the first place?
Well, there's many facets to the Thessalonians I'm curious about, but since you are so stubborn, I'll pick one.
You say stubborn.
Oh, what it?
Well, I thought we were going to come to some sort of an arrangement, but you are right. I am quite stubborn. See him out.
I mean nothing by it, madam. I am quite stubborn with my possessions as well. I would see them protected as best as I could and taken care of. I can level with you on this. I did not mean it offensively.
Okay, roll d20 again for me, please.
Advantage. Natural 20.
That was the moment you really needed that.
That was the only thing that would get you you dug it in deep with this lady. She arches her brow.
I find myself, much to my own chagrin, admiring your pluck.
Thank you.
We have copied tomes that speak of the ancient Thessalonian language. It is a root language that our students often study. I will have one brought to you.
Thank you.
They are costly.
How much?
Oh, for one of your manners, 250 gold pieces.
All right. I'll pass that over.
School him, Ranger. That's right, it's Rosetta Stone, Thessalonian style. He fiddled her goodies.
Gross. Gross, guys.
She, how about 100 and a kiss? Someone tickle her. The chat's on fire! Well done, well done.
I pass her 25 platinum.
She pulls her hands back.
Oh no, I did not.
She pulls her hands back from the coin. Okay. She pulls her hands back from the coin. I will touch no filthy lucre. And she motions one of her servants comes over and scoops up the coin. In moments, someone comes out with a thick brown tome, and he hands it over to you.
Thank you.
She turns. She gives you one more glance. Almost like she's thinking, and then you feel almost like the paper going into the file cabinet in her head. Like she's filing something away, and then
I'll wink at her as I leave.
she turns and she strides down the hall. All right, we'll come back over. So I assume now you're looking for the party, or where are you going now?
I've told them that they're gonna come get me.
Okay.
Boring.
I'm literally just going to read until they find me. I'm gonna
Boring.
read up on the spells that I bought and this book.
Okay, all right. Then you know the best place for you to be would be the garden. There's that huge garden beside the Stone of the Seers. It's a great place to study, even though it's cold. It's still late afternoon. There's some sunlight that's warming the trees. You find a bench inside the great garden. It is peaceful here.
And as I pass the guards again, I say, "Tell them I'm in the garden now. No longer at the archive. It went quicker than I was expecting."
Right. All right. So we come now back to the inn, and the music still plays. There is a liveliness that is had, and many are getting deep in their cups now. You actually don't see any gambling going on. It's just a lot of drinking, a lot of celebrating.
All right, so I hear them. Yo! This is all right, and I have my bottle of rum or my glass of rum or whatever I got. Yo ho, a bar and a bottle of rum. Oh, I like lots of rum. And I tell Elcat or Amen, hold me rum.
He'll take the rum.
Oh, hold me rum.
I jump on the bar.
Cade leaps atop the bar. The bartender's eyes go wide.
Yo ho, and a bottle of rum. Oh, I like lots of rum. One night out on the sea, I saw a major cloud. It came over my ship and brought us such a rain. It did, and then it brought the Kraken, and then I went and did a lot of whacking. And then I start dancing and doing cartwheels on the bar.
All right, you've had now a giant mug of Firewater plus of a region rum. I'm gonna have you make an acrobatics check, and this is gonna be a DC 23.
Oh, and with an advantage. I use my advantages wisely.
That's right, I finished the bar, like,
Oh, I do a flip over the end of the bar. Okay.
right into my lap, like.
We'll see what you do once you
Okay,
roll.
hold on.
Thank you, Vivi. You got another advantage for your sea shanty.
Huzzah! Hold on.
And then I went to whacking. Cade's best ever line. Thank you, Ian.
All right, so what am I looking at?
Yeah, so you're making an acrobatics check,
Oh.
DC 23. It would not normally be this difficult for you,
Oh, no.
but you've got some
I'm a
heavier.
+8. I should have added more.
So you need 15 or higher, but you can use advantage.
Okay. Oh, please.
This could be very embarrassing.
Please.
I don't know what to hope for here. I could go either way on this.
18. Praise go! Praise be!
Pat Draws gave disadvantage to anyone else who sings. All right. Cade, you see, with a deafness that seems to be, while there's perhaps a hindrance of his balance from all the alcohol he's imbibed,
Dad got rum power.
there's an emboldening and a wanton abandon to the way that he moves. He does the same flip across the bar you saw him do in the street just the day before. He lands at the end of the bar.
Oh, I do a flip.
Does a somersault.
And then I kiss any woman that's biting me.
Well, you land. No, he actually went this way, right?
Okay.
You land
Oh,
right
yes,
in.
by the redhead.
Right, the redhead who's already had a rough night, and you just did what?
And I kiss her.
Last time you did this, it didn't work so well.
Well, we'll try again.
Okay, it's Rob for the second time.
Thank you for the sub, Ian. Praise Rum, says Pat. Dunk, you land. You reach out for her, and actually, I'm gonna have you roll to hit, please, because she is definitely she is dodging you as best she can.
No, she likes me.
Don't tell me what she does.
All right, another advantage. Oops. Crud, I am dropping my dice here.
Right under my foot.
Yeah, I heard it near me.
Tights are going up for him.
All right.
Hey, Josh, good to see you.
Hi, Josh.
18! 18! Huzzah!
All right, you see she ducks out of the way. You grab her. She turns her head. You plant a kiss right on her cheek. Can I help you, sir?
There's more where that came from.
Goals, I hope not.
I love her so much.
All right, and that's where we're going to go to break. So we'll be right back in just a couple of moments. This is our one and only break tonight. It's going to be an early night because I actually have to get on the road for a business trip. So we only have about an hour left in the stream. So we won't go to our normal 4:30 Central. We're going to stop around 4 Central. So just 1 hour left. We are going to give away tonight a Blue Box mug. These things are awesome. They're great for drinking your coffee or your Firewater and Varisian rum, whatever your preferred libation is. And as always, thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you for the great chat. You guys have been fantastic. And while you're watching, we have one question for you. If you're watching tonight and you haven't followed, if you like old school D&D, if you like fun roleplay, if you like cool minis and terrain, if you like funny people with silly songs, and you like fierce combat, which you've seen none of yet tonight, but it does happen a lot on our streams, and you haven't followed yet, or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, and I see many of you have resubbed tonight, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow, give us a sub. Hey, Ella, good to see you, my friend, and we'll be right back after the break. That's right, Chris. What are you doing? Blue Box, right back. We'll leave the mics hot as always during the break so you can chat with our amazing players.
Would you happen to have a USB-C cord?
I do.
My phone is almost dead.
I'll go get you one.
It's weird because I'm walking around with two phones now.
No, I called Set Monkey Chris, Josh. I know my viewers.
Y'all are all iPhone people, huh?
Yay!
Only by
Necessity?
my wife.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's one of those things when you get one and you get the other one free. It's like,
Because
Well, I took a brief detour into Samsung land a few years ago. Had a Galaxy 5.
Yeah.
I did not like the experience. I found the OS mainly to be the issue. It was very glitchy. Now, I do understand they've improved it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I am now so immersed in the
That's
Apple
the thing.
ecosystem.
When you're in Apple, you
Yeah.
stay in Apple.
Yeah,
love
I jumped ship, but now it's just it's
So
too much.
we just moved from Verizon to Xfinity because they had the price point was better. We basically are paying the same
Been
for
using
brand new
T-Mobile
phones.
forever.
Right, yeah.
And so we're like, oh yeah, we'll get new phones and pay the same thing and get more data.
Yeah.
But we got the new Samsung phones. But my wife was like, I might want to get an iPhone because her family has iPhones and she's kind of been
Yeah,
around.
when you got Apple TVs and you got all your stuff and iPhotos.
Yeah, but
and
we
you got
don't
your-
have any of that.
Yeah, I got all that stuff. So I'm like totally immersed in the ecosystem.
Yeah, and I just told her, I'm like, well, the cool thing about Samsung is you can customize your whole home screen how you want it to look. You can make a Samsung like an iPhone, like it look like it, feel like it, and people have done that before. It's not going to be exactly the same, obviously.
Right, exactly.
So I'm to save you some time on the back end. Do you want me to just go ahead and roll stats on break?
Yeah, we can do that.
Once you get his cord, because I can do that really quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be very nice. Stone shape, huh?
Stone shape. Good one.
Wonder why he gave me that spell.
With the stone ring.
Well, semicircle and it's broken, but it doesn't like. I probably wouldn't create more stone. It would probably just warp the stone into the shape I want, and I don't know what shape it is. I don't know. But why would he give me that?
Don't panic, Josh. This is a backup character in case things go sideways.
Which
on
they won't.
Thursday.
Things never go sideways.
All right. Go ahead. Let's start rolling.
Okay, I'll put the tray.
And the USB-C cord when you get a chance.
Oh yeah.
What are we rolling for?
I'm doing my stats for my backup
She's doing a
character
backup
for
character for
Tuesday because I
Tuesday
might be
nights.
dead.
Oh no.
Whoops.
Maybe you'll be the only swashbuckler.
It's roll 4, drop the lowest, right?
That's right. And you get 3 sets of that.
Yeah.
And then
Not
you
bad.
arrange in order.
Yeah.
I never create a backup character.
12.
I just come back as a zombie.
I'm oddly good at
Everybody stay mic'd
adding up
up.
stat
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it so 11, 14?
I get to do this.
You need to get an 18. I believe in you.
At least for my dex, because it's a ranger. So
Ooh, fun.
Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
very good. So 16.
16.
Jeez. Yeah, that might be your dex.
Might be good. And I can arrange it however I want. I just have to
Human?
half elf.
Oh, so you'll get a dex bonus?
That one's terrible.
7.
Yeah. That's okay. It's okay.
That one's going straight to the charisma.
Yeah. I can pick whatever.
Or maybe intelligence, depends on your dump stat.
Oh, yes.
15 or 16 again. So that's 2 16s. Holy crap! How many do you have? The last one.
And then I do the next set. Okay. 11, 14. Not a
No.
bad s-
Yeah, 14. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, do you also need to roll?
Okay.
How good your character looks?
Well, I'll do that after. I
Okay.
have to do all my
You roll 3 sets.
Yeah, we do 3 sets of. And then we
Can
pick
pick the
whichever.
best.
Oh, that one was terrible.
This won't be the set.
5.
This won't be the set.
Yeah. I just start on the next
Well,
one.
see, the when I rolled all my stats for Millie, I had one set that was really bad. and
I
was
like having a dump stat.
That's
11, 14.
14.
You're good at rolling 14. That's actually, I think, average? What's the average on a
12.
D6? 4? Yeah, so it'd be 12. So that's 14. Or, no, 15, sorry.
15,
Math.
yeah.
Math. Mirth.
Ooh, that was good. 17.
Yeah. Hey, y'all want to know something really nice about scrying? Scrying makes it harder for the person to make a saving throw if you have some of their possessions.
Whoa.
It's even better if you have part of their body.
Yep.
I have some of Ixen's blood.
You do. Okay.
You also have
and
the
that's 9.
Ray.
11. Okay.
If that's part of
I'm
his
on
body.
set.
He does
used
have
part of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that would work.
That's
I
a
could just
living
use Ray
part
as a
of his
focus, yeah. So this is set 3.
This is set 3.
It's starting out better than the last one.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
11.
If you don't have room to plug in, I don't know if these adapters too wide.
I've got a
Oh,
plug
okay,
behind
there
me.
you go. Right.
13.
Just don't, if you need to come this way, warn
Thank
me
you,
first.
everybody, for being with
I've
us
created
today.
a tripwire for you.
Oh, it is a tripwire.
Okay, well, I don't know if you heard it already or not, Tim, but this Evelyn is rolling her backup character for our Tuesday night campaign. As you know, she was already damaged, and of course, Vivi in bear
Sorry,
form
11.
is now confused and attacking her, and the Umber Hulk just hit her with a crit,
Might go with
and
this,
so she is
maybe,
prepared for the
'cause
fact
17's
that she
nice.
may in fact
Take the 5 is
need
mean,
a
on
backup
average,
character
it's
on
pretty
Tuesday
good.
night, so she's pre-rolling.
13.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that middle one has a 5, but it looks good.
I think I'm gonna, yeah,
That
I'm gonna
episode
use
yet?
5 as my
What
dump
is
stat.
what do stat increases do half elves get?
Plus 2 to anything that I want to put it to.
So
All right, we're going to switch back
you
to
gotta
live
get a
view here.
19 or an
Oh, and I need to do my comeliness really quick as well.
3 times. Oh, that's 5 times.
Have you already
right?
picked your stats? Usually what you do is you'll pick your block of stats, then you
Okay.
can roll your comeliness after
Oh, right,
that.
because then I have
Right,
to.
your modifier.
Yeah.
I would go with the first one.
This set?
Yeah, because you're just going to add a 2. So you're either going to bring a 17 to a 19 or a 16 to an 18. It's still the same modifier.
That's true.
And it's
yeah.
on average better on the
Yeah.
top than in the middle.
All right, everybody in the chat. The
Okay.
giveaway should now be active. You're going to
So-
type exclamation point mug, exclamation point mug in the chat, and you'll be eligible for our giveaway today.
Go ahead.
I can't type. Let me try that again.
Don't
There you go.
apply. Plus 2 to my dex. Plus,
Pop it in there. They are nice mugs.
They call me
Ranger.
Tim. Why doesn't she make a real half ogre?
I'm going.
Is that a shot
I'm
at
going
Grim?
Beastmaster Hunter
Apparently.
Okay.
for backstory reasons.
All right. I like that.
Neutral good.
You're gonna what?
All right. So you've got your stats. You've got what you need. So let's go ahead and jump back into it.
Yep. And I'll do my comeliness after.
Yeah.
That saves a lot of time.
All right.
We need to get going.
So if you haven't yet, type ! mug in the chat.
Oh, what level is she starting at?
12.
Let's chat after the show.
Okay,
All right.
we'll do that.
Okay, here we go. And kick back to our tavern scene. Let's kill our ominous music. And as a reminder, as I said, we'll be wrapping up here pretty soon. This won't be our normal length stream tonight because I have to get on the road for travel. But we wanted to get a game in tonight for sure, and it's been fun already. Okay, here we go. So, Cade lands. Cade, as you land, you do manage to plant a kiss on the cheek of this reluctant serving girl, who then pulls herself from your arms and goes over and sits down heavily on the stool and just shakes her head.
She could at least have a smile on her face. All right, I go over to Eamon. Thank you, sir.
Hand him back his rum.
I go. Is there no gambling? Would anybody like a game of dice? Eamon, join me.
You could tell it's probably a bit late in the day. They're all deeply in their cups. No one seems to really be in the mood to wager or gamble. But even as you say this, that big Northman,
Oh, no.
the Ulgar, he stands up
Of course he does.
and he says, "Oh, I not fancy any dice, but how about a wrestling contest?"
I don't think so. How about some dagger throwing instead?
We've got a raid, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Wiley. We appreciate that.
Huzzah!
Why, yeah, we dagger throwing among the old guys done. Our women folk like it.
That sounds like up my alley.
The men, they wrestle.
Hey, pirates don't wrestle, fool. We throw old crap.
Fool.
Daggers, let's throw daggers.
Did you
Lots
call
of
me a
daggers.
fool?
No, I said don't be drool.
Good save.
He is drunk.
I said you rule.
He just gives you a wag of the finger.
See mine?
And it is clear that the Firewater has now, in fact, fully gotten to Cade. He sits down heavily at the table and he shoots you a dark look over his shoulder.
Daggers would have been fun.
Amen, Irda, what are you doing?
Can't get nobody.
Seeing that Kate is kind of. I turn to the bard and say, thank you for playing with me. I think I need to go collect my captain. And
I sit at the table with my dagger between the fingers.
she'll just release the magic that brought the loot in. So it kind of disappears in a nice little sparkle of light. She's going over to Cade. Cade, I do believe we should probably go.
I sit bored, putting a dagger between my fingers.
Go get Olcott, perhaps.
Here's
Finger
finger number 2 gone.
Are you sure you
Just
want
slowly. I'm bored.
All right. Well, we should
do
we
that?
should go find Olcott. Maybe. Perhaps.
Oh, Alcott. Fine. Huzzah!
Did you accomplish what you wanted to do, Kate?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? I did not talk to Leroux, but we'll come back. I think I made quite an impression, though.
I would say yes, for sure.
She'll remember me, I promise.
I'm sure she will. am sure. All right. So,
Oh, do I see LaRue? Is she in there?
Yeah, Lyra actually sees you walking out, and she walks, leaving so soon.
I do a flourish, and I grab her hand and I kiss it. It's very nice.
Nice to meet you as well, Kate. I hope
Till we meet again, ma'am.
we've not had such entertainment in some time.
I am sure of that.
Yeah, you should be. But perhaps we'll see you again.
Oh, you will.
All right. So you guys, Eamon, Irda, you're all making your way out?
yes.
Hey.
Okay. All right. So you leave. As you leave, there are several that clap you on the back. There is definitely a sense of camaraderie here. It's a fairly exclusive club to be in, the Captain's Club. And as you leave, Cade, you're still a bit wobbly in your steps, and you find yourself coming out. It's about dusk, so there's still light in the sky, but it's beginning to wane. There's a beautiful...
And nobody wanted to gamble.
A beautiful purplish hue, a beautiful purplish hue to the sky, and soon you find yourself walking along the streets of Magnamar. Back to you. All right, so you are still sitting on that bench. You've been there now for a good 2 hours. You're surprised at how long your friends have been gone. In that time, you have managed to delve into what is clearly a very complex language, this Thessalonian language. As you look through it, there is very little that relates to common tongue. It has some relationship to some elven tongues that you've seen, but otherwise, it's quite challenging.
Is it anywhere near modern Varisian?
No, nothing like it. You don't even see any root words. It is quite a leap to gather what this language is.
So I'm having a lot of fun with it. Is what you're
Yes,
saying.
exactly. And just as the sun is about to fall below the horizon, you see your friends. You guys walked back to the Stone of the Seers. Irda, as you approach, you see a couple of bored-looking guards who perk up as they see you coming, and they kind of start tripping each over. They pay no attention to Eamon and Cade. You guys are getting used to this. And they look over. Oh, milady, yeah, I can help you. The other one, he kind of butts in. No, he talked to me. I'm the one that should tell it. And they're kind of jostling back and forth. Your friend, he said you should go see him in the. He's in the museum. No, he wasn't, you lout. He went to the garden. But he said you should stay and talk with us for a while first.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, well, we're quite well, not him, but I'm quite the conversationalist.
Well, I'm sure.
Is he?
But I do believe perhaps we should find Okot. But thank you for passing on the message.
You see, he kind of looks crestfallen. Oh, you sure? I've travelled places. I've been as far as Sandpoint. I've seen the world.
Oh, you've been to Sandpoint. I started my adventures there.
See, I knew we had things in common. I'm almost off shift. Would you like to grab a pint with me?
I do believe we actually have to make way back to a place very far away from here. Today, there are people who do need us. But what is your name?
You see, he kind of swells up when you ask his name. I'm Dolmus. Pleased to meet you, milady. He gives the most clumsy-looking bow, and he tries to flourish as he comes up. And he holds out his hand as though he's going to take your hand.
And she'll offer her hand to him.
He bows and he gives a deep and lingering kiss on your hand.
And she just smiles politely. It was very nice to make your acquaintance, and I will remember your name.
The other one kind of gives him an elbow in the ribs, and they both walk back to their post, kind of looking over their shoulders at you. You go into the garden, and you do see as the last rays of the sun peek through the trees which have all pretty much now lost their leaves. You see a few straggling amber-hued leaves that hang, but everything else is barren now. They do have some evergreens and some bushes which have maintained their foliage as winter is sinking in. And you see Alcott. He sits on his bench, and he's got a thick tome in his lap you've never seen before, and he looks deeply occupied with it. His forehead is wrinkled, and he's muttering to himself. He doesn't
I've got a
even
notebook off to the side, my spell book off to the other. I'm like surrounded by paper.
He doesn't even seem to notice you approaching. He's so occupied.
Wow, looks like he's been partying hard tonight.
Oh god.
Alicots! Yoo-hoo!
Very deep in a good portion of that book. Hello. You've made it. It's late.
Yes.
Later than I was hoping.
Well.
Oh, you missed a good time, sir.
It is later in
Yes.
Fort Juan Frost. So we're
You
going to
should
get
have
back
seen it.
after dark.
Eamon danced with a pretty lady.
We can talk.
It
about
would have been better if I had stayed with you.
We can talk about this
Probably more fun.
later.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's. Here. Assist me. And I put my quarterstaff on the ground and I quickly shove everything into my backpack. Grab on.
Like, grab on.
Ida, take my hand.
Yep.
Please take Cade's and
Oh, huzzah!
connect.
Alright, well, I'll take Kate's other hand.
Do I have to?
I mean, they could switch so you could be opposite if it's really that big of a deal.
They're saying, does he have to come with us?
And as you finish that, I just go, ah, yes. Von Frost Portis. Whoosh.
Writer!
I instantly teleport us right then.
Okay, all right. So a quick pause here. Thank you, Bill Satrascorn. Good to see you this afternoon. Old School, good to see you. If you haven't yet, everybody type !mug for the giveaway that we have, and we'll be doing that here in just a little bit. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate all the gift subs and everybody that joined us from the raid. Hope you had a good time, Wiley. And you're seeing the incredible artwork of the one and only Pat Draws, and we have, I love the skulls popping out of the drink, Pat, amazing. You can see this and all of the other artwork from our fan art channel, which is really, really fun, on our Discord, which Evelyn will drop the creds in right now, and you'll want to check us out on that Discord. It is lots of fun. All right, so what we're going to do, this is a great example of sort of what happens with a DM and terrain. I did not know you guys would be heading back to Fort Frost, Von Frost today, but I think we can absolutely make this work. We'll either do theater of mind, or I may do a bit of quick presto changeo as this is happening. But
Depends on how well I
the first
roll.
thing that needs to happen is you need to roll.
So, how would you say, how familiar
I would
with
call
Fort
this
Von Frost?
very familiar.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I've been like
Yeah,
in and around it.
You've been in and around. You've stayed there for a night. You know the area, so your teleportation would be to a
I
very
just need
well
to not
familiar-
roll double zeros.
Right.
Please don't.
We get there. On target.
Okay.
73.
Huzzah!
You all
Alcott.
huddle around. No, you were doing this in the. You're in the garden, right? So
Yes.
You're able to find a time where it's kind of peaceful and quiet.
It's also a wizard's school
it's
garden.
not all that unusual, and you all feel that familiar sense of vertigo as he begins casting. Your heads start to spin, and thank you again for that, Pat. That was awesome. And you feel yourselves almost like you're whooshing through a dark tunnel for a few moments, and then the next thing you know, you find yourselves. You're about 400 yards from the front of the fort.
Huzzah! That'll never get old, Alcott. Ah,
He's had a good deal of liquor. He didn't even get affected by that.
Firewater!
He must already be a bit of a Fizzrocker.
Yes.
Sorry, I know. I'm still getting used to it myself. In we go. Do we
right.
see our giant friend outside?
Yeah, so as you approach the fort, and again, here I'll pull this up just so our new viewers might have a sense of what you're looking at here. As you approach the fort, still of course nestled right up against the mountains here north of where the ruins of Turtleback Ferry lie. And you have...
Very talented, sir.
wow.
You have, hang on here. There we go. There's Fort Rennick. Pull that up. And you see the fort. Of course, the river that flows in front of it has begun to subside from the flooding, but it is still well over its banks. And you do see the construction that was taking place out in front of the fort the wall, the primary wall where that massive breach was, you see it's almost been repaired completely.
Fun.
And as you approach, you do see the bustle of activity. You see orderly movement of all of the denizens of the fort moving around, and you see Gurgs standing right in front of the wall, lifting huge chunks of stone and placing them atop the wall.
Gurgs! We're back!
As you call out, you see there are archers that are manning up the tops of the tower walls as well. And you see bows being pulled up. They don't recognize you from this distance. Gurgs turns around. You can't really make out his expression, but it looks like he's squinting into the distance.
Guess we'll walk up.
Yes.
Need some glasses.
As you get closer, Gurg, he seems to have pretty keen eyesight. He's the first one, and in his almost childlike vernacular but massive baritone voice, it's them, Gurg friends, Gurg friends. He starts boom, 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 boom,
Gurgs,
rushing through
Gurgs.
the forest.
I know you like hugs, but
As he gets closer, you see he's not slowing down, and in fact, he's picking up speed as he gets closer.
Wings out!
wait. How many people can I take along with me on this? And anyone else who doesn't, I'm going to grab the two of you and dimension door us to the other side of him so that we kind of Toro!
All right, as he's getting like really close, you can see he's covered in dust. He actually looks leaner and more muscular than he was when you left him just a few days ago. He's clearly been hard at work, and he gets like he's in the most innocent, childlike way. He's about to embrace you in a bear hug. Just as he arrives, he swings and catches air. He looks around confused.
Behind you, Gurgs, we are small, remember. Frail, bones break.
He turns, he looks at you. You play trick on Gurg.
Now, be gentle, and I'll put my arms out for a hug.
And Irda, like when she put her wings out, she just kind of pushed herself like out of the path. She didn't like fly up. She just pushed off to the side.
Oh, okay, all right. Irdo now winged, and for those of you that haven't seen the mini, this is the
Beautiful.
winged Irda Hero Forge mini, painted by Evelyn herself. Very beautiful. And we'll put the rest of the party up there. Gurg, in moments, he's calmed down. You guys approach the fort, and as I said a moment ago, you see it's really made tremendous progress just in the short time that you've been gone. This wall, forgive me, I don't have a half repaired wall, so you get the still down wall, but it is in much better shape than what you see here. The guards, you hear a little cheer that goes up around the fort as you approach. The guards recognizing you. You see some of the crenellations atop this tower have begun to be repaired, and I'll just do a real simple workup on this just so we have something to work with here. And shortly, you are escorted in through the gates. You see all of the people of Turtleback Ferry, those that you have worked with and those that have helped you. They bustle about. The Castellan, Malin Shreed, he walks over. Oh, it's so good to see you. We were worried. You've not been gone long, but it seemed like a long time for us. We think we've done well, milady. Do you think so as well?
It is looking like you have made a good amount of progress, and I have something for you. And she lifts a bag of 1,000 gold pieces, because that is what is basically left of her gold, and gives all of that to him.
He takes the sack gladly. We have been spending all the coin that we were given. We are definitely getting low on supplies. We have made trade with our neighbors to the east, and we are finding, while it takes some time, they are quite willing to come to our aid. So we are establishing, as you requested, trade relations.
Good, that is, I'm glad to hear it.
It's very good, in fact.
Yes.
Might allow us to get away again.
It is reassuring to know that at least there's
Others willing to help.
Yes. But yes, here is some more gold to help with anything that you might need to need gold for. We took care of a few things in town. So I think that perhaps we shall be staying at least a little while this time to make sure that things are proceeding as they should.
Excellent, excellent. Will you need accommodations? You must be tired from your journey.
Actually, yes, it's been a long day for me.
It's been a long day for Kate too, so we could probably use some rest.
All right. So in a few moments, you find yourselves, you're escorted to quarters. You see the entire main tower has been cleared out. All the refuse that was in there from the attack, all of the stuff that had been left behind previously has been taken out. And you each find yourself in your quarters, and you have private quarters. You're treated with deference. You see the townspeople, they recognize you, of course, and you are widely looked at as their salvation. And so as you make your way into your quarters, what else would you like to do?
Before I will actually, before I go to my quarters, I want to, near, because I messaged you about this on Discord, but
Right.
Near a place on the wall that I remember gets like the best sunlight is where I'm going to set up the shrine to Samurai within the walls.
Okay. All right, you're going to do that now?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
Okay, hang on a second here. So what's everyone else doing as she's doing that?
Eamon's going to find pen and ink, and he's going to sit and write a letter.
Okay. What letter are you writing?
I'm writing a letter to send to someone.
Dang you!
Oh, somebody's secretive.
Send to someone.
So let's just say my father.
Okay.
Dance.
As you
Let's just say.
My
The letter A.
you begin writing your letter. You're making your way up, and it's clear to you, Irda, that, and I assume you've dropped your wings now, or are you keeping your wings?
No, I dropped them. Yes,
Dropped
I
them,
have
okay.
them anyway here.
All right. And you know it is in fact this tower on that far side, the wall. This wall catches the most sun right here
Right.
in the morning, or that wall on that side catches the most sun in the
I would
afternoon.
want it on the ground, so it wasn't.
And then same thing would be true. So
Yeah.
your best option would be against this wall then,
Okay.
but you know that's where Cade
His-
talked about
yeah.
putting his
Oh,
tower.
nothing is started on that, right?
There is
The stables are right
there is
here.
the stables there, but there is room next to the stables, but I don't know if that's where you want to put your.
Is there anything like here area?
Why not just up here?
Yeah, you can, but it's pretty much shadowed by the wall during much of the year because the sun is going to rise across this way.
What about the top of the tower?
It gets lots of sun.
Then that's where she'll put it. Since
Okay.
it's easier to access for.
You can also just fly up there whenever you need.
Okay, so she moves to the top of the tower. You're scrawling your letter. Cade, are you doing anything besides sleeping off the effects of your powerful rums, or what are you doing?
Has the pickled pirate not started yet?
We have not
No.
provided gold.
Ah,
No, they need the gold for that.
then I sleep it off.
Tim hears Freebird every time the wings come out for Irda. Irda, or Alcott, what are you doing?
I'm going to, as I see Irda making her way kind of up the tower, I'm just going to look at her and say, I'm going to go on a walk
Alright.
outside, maybe go see Gurgs. Have a good night. See you in the morning.
Be safe.
And I'm going to exit the castle,
Okay.
or the fort,
Okay.
and I'm going to go out into the woods a decent distance, not terribly far, and cast Secure Shelter.
Okay. So you're going out by yourself.
Yes.
Into the woods.
I'm going to take my sand and make a rectangle out of it and place the stone chip in the back, drag water from the back to the front, and place the stone, or the wood chip, and say, Primunio Perfugium, and the house will appear before me with the Devereux crest, and I'll just and walk on in.
All right. Well, it is dark now. You know, it's the same time of day, obviously, instantaneous transport. As you stand out in the darkness, the wind blowing powerfully through the trees. You cast your spell, and you see the fort, or pardon me, the hut pop up exactly as you requested with the Devereaux insignia on it. And you notice there's no sign of game, no movement of animals. Presumably, these areas have been hunted quite clean over the ensuing days.
And I'll just pass my haversack off to the side, and it floats as my servant grabs it. I'm just going to sit at my desk all night with I'm going to go to sleep eventually, with the half circle, the note, and the scroll, and just make what I can of it all night. Like, I'm going to rack my brain over what is happening with that.
Okay. All right, as you're doing that, and Cade, would you move just a touch more that way? I'm sorry, I'm trying to not block
This
you with
way?
the tower. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm trying to not block you with the tower here, but I want to be able to capture Irda. All right, so Irda, you're atop the tower again, the same scene, moonlight overhead. It is very chill here. Not so long ago, Amon stood atop this tower and cast his hawk aloft. Would you like to give us that call again?
The call again?
Just teasing.
He's like, do I have to?
Yeah. So Irda, you're now atop the tower as the wind blows strong around the fort.
Alright, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin setting out the things that I had collected in Maclamar for the shrine.
Okay.
I would have gathered, something enough to lift the small statue of Sarenrae off the ground. Like, I wouldn't have it directly on the ground. So whatever I could find, kind of to make the altar. And she lays some cloth over it, over the top of this makeshift altar. The statue of Sarenrae on top. And she has, there's a brass bowl that sits, she places in the center of the altar in front of the statue, that has some small mirrors directed toward the statue itself, to light it the best, because that is how the shrines to Sarenrae are set up. It's all about fire and sunlight, because those are her realms. Irda will place some incense into the brass bowl and light it aflame, and then she also lays some small bells onto the altar on either side, because music is also part of the worship of Sarenrae. And so basically after, I would say, about an hour, she has this completely fully set up to what she feels is her best approximation to a small version of what she would find in a temple. And she will kneel in front of it, and she will just begin to pray.
All right. Outstanding description, by the way. Well done. As she stands up there, she begins to pray. The chill wind blowing strong through the trees all surrounding the fort. You do sense that Sarenrae is pleased. I'm going to have you make a knowledge religion check for me, please.
All right, let me pull up my knowledge.
As you kneel down to pray,
Okay.
your freshly erected altar.
I'll do this at advantage. That's a 22.
All right. As you do this, you definitely sense that what you have done here has not only pleased Sarenrae, but the construction of the altar, the way that you have done it, where you have placed it, all is almost as though divinely ordained. And there is a sense of peace that comes over you. And there is a blinding flash of light as you do this. You hear suddenly it shines. The mirrors are glowing with a light from somewhere you don't even recognize. You feel a peace that settles over you. There's a word whispered in your ear, but so quietly you can't even discern it, but it carries with it the note of blessing. And when the light subsides, you have a permanent +1 to charisma bonus that has just been given.
Oh, what I think.
Maybe I need to be a paladin.
Does drinking more rum get me anything?
You have a permanent -1 to intelligence that you've been given.
Boo!
Cirrhosis.
My charisma was an 18, so it's
+1 to cirrhosis.
All right. So, the rest of the evening, anyone else doing anything else before we go to the morn?
As
Where
Eamon
Ray?
finishes his letter, he's actually going to cast.
Can you guys hear Chris okay, by the way? I know his voice is a little quiet. I want to make sure you guys can hear him. I'll just give him a second to respond. While we're waiting, if you haven't yet, type !mug in the chat. Yeah, okay, good. You can hear him. Thank you, Stefan Strategy. The enemy attacks at dawn. That's right. Go ahead.
He's actually going to cast Arcane Mark on the outside of this letter,
Okay.
and he's going to go. I guess OOC. Would I recognize that Irda was up here, or would I have to kind of check?
She kind of told you what she was doing, so you know where she's at. Yeah.
So I'd go to a different tower, and I'm actually going to take the hawk.
Yeah. We are going to get to hear it.
Okay, we're
I'm so
gonna,
excited.
and I'm going to try this.
Okay,
So
wait. Okay, so good. I'm glad you guys can hear him good. This is a great moment in Blue Box lore whenever Eamon calls his hawk. So.
It's changed a bit since last time, so.
He's been practicing, clearly.
Actually, yes. So he's going to have ready the letter and some twine or something to tie it onto the hawk, and he's going to toss it in the air, and he's going to try it.
You got it.
See if I can get my lips loose.
He limbers his lips
We
up a
believe
bit.
in you!
As he tosses it, he's going to whistle like that, and once if that works, he's going to hold his arm out and wait for the hawk.
All right,
gonna
chat.
try.
I need a poll real quick. I need a poll up in the chat.
That's pretty good.
So he had the whistle,
better. Make that sound.
but it was
Smile.
supposed to be the hawk's call. Last time I made him do a hawk's call. Now he's trying to change it to a whistle to avoid the embarrassment and be a little cooler.
Hawks do make
Now,
sense.
I know what he's doing.
Okay, all right.
So I've got to let the viewers can decide. Are you pleased with the new call? Should I? So it's a figurine. It's an animal figurine. You guys have seen these before, and it summons it takes this figurine and turns it into a live hawk when he is supposed to do a hawk call. So your question in the chat. That is
That's not cool.
is
Tim is very picky.
Yeah. He'd probably kill me for it.
All right. So I think L-Hawk has a
is
good
down on it.
suggestion, and of course he's got hawk in his name.
Yeah.
So maybe like the whistle summons the hawk back and turns it into a hawk. But so we're gonna say, does the chat allow the hawk call? All right. So we're gonna get the poll up. Can we make it a quick poll or
Yeah, I can make
okay?
it-
It's gonna be a really quick poll, so you got to be on your keyboard.
1 minute. So going now.
All right, so you got a 1 minute poll up. While the poll is up,
Please do.
everybody, !mug in the chat. By the way, the
Yes.
reason, if you tuned in late, that my keep is so sparse was because I had no idea the players were going to be here today. And as players are wont to do, they have surprised me.
For a
and
bird call,
they're
you
making
would
me
do
put
a
my words
whistle.
in my mouth
You
about
wouldn't-
being flexible
Yeah,
as a DM using terrain.
If you call
I
a dove,
almost went
you
pure
wouldn't-
theater of
You
mind.
wouldn't go cuckoo.
And of course, there would have been nothing wrong with pure theater of mind. But we had just enough time left. And in fact, I love my miniature building authority castle terrain so much, I just had to get it up
Where's
on the
Ray?
table. Ray is with you.
He's with me this whole time?
Yes. Oh. Actually, but yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you, thank you for asking that. As you were leaving, Liru, she stops and she says, so we're backing up now. I just completely forgot this.
Cole says yes.
Paul says yes. What?
That the whistle should be allowed.
should be allowed. The whistle is so allowed. All right. You
Try it again.
do the whistle. The hawk goes aloft, and it carries with it the letter with the arcane mark on it,
Yes.
and you send it off to your father.
To the east.
Yeah, to the east. All right.
Direction.
And so it is done.
Into the east.
To the east. So we're backing up now. I forgot to say this. As you were leaving, Liru looked up at you. Oh, Kate, I almost forgot. There's a reason I knew about the heroes of Sandpoint. A very strange man came in yesterday. I didn't get a good look at him. He kept his hood cowl pulled down, but he mentioned the heroes, and he left this for you. And she hands you a slip of paper. You haven't had a chance to look at it yet,
Alright.
so...
I'll stick it in my coat.
All right, so you have this slip of paper with you now in the fort. What
Eamon has officially been included in the fan art club by Pat Draws.
Oh, we have a fan art. Okay, so we're going to do our giveaway, and then we're going to cut it off for today. We will not have a Sunday stream next week. I'll be out of town. I'll be in Florida next Sunday, but we will have our Tuesday Greyhawk this week. And you had better be there because I will be busting my rear end to get back here from Memphis on Tuesday in time for that stream, just so that I can give you all the regular dose of Greyhawk Awakening that you so desperately desire. And then I'll be doing probably the same thing coming back from Florida the following. So I don't anticipate any interruption in GHA, but we'll miss our Runelord session next Sunday, so we'll be back the Sunday following for the Runelords. Yes.
Thought because of that, do we maybe want to do another text chat thing for the next morning after?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Since
Yeah.
I'm in
So
the fort,
since you're in the fort,
It's
yeah.
just kind of milling about stuff.
Okay, so if you're in our Discord, then there will be a channel called Fort Rannick in the chat.
Fort
Frost. Sorry. Fort Frost. Fort Frost will be in, and you can follow the chat. There'll be text-based roleplay that'll happen over the next week or so
Good, I can do this.
Yes,
in there.
that'll be great.
And that'll be a lot of fun. If you're not in our Discord, what on earth is wrong with you? You should be in our Discord.
Right?
Get in our Discord. It's so much
Put
fun.
the link in the chat. You should just click that link. It's
Super
showing.
easy. Just hit the join button.
It's super.
Really?
We don't even charge for it. It's crazy. We have a free Discord. It's amazing.
Isn't all Discord free or not?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
like some people charge?
All right, so we're going to do our giveaway here in a second, but that giveaway will be in conjunction with our stream MVP. You're going to pick your MVP from among these
Huzzah!
4 people for today's stream. Let me kill the... Was there something else I was supposed to do? I think I feel like I'm forgetting
Talk
something.
to Kate about the thing that we
Yeah,
went back
that was
on.
resolved. We'll do that next week.
No, I
thought there
think
was
you
something
know.
else I was supposed... All right, so...
Give me 1,000 gold or something.
All right, so then, we're going to go around. Each of you are going to tell us why you should be Stream MVP, and then I will roll, or I will tell you who you're going to roll for the mug.
All right.
All right, let's start with...
Oh, I need to do the pull. Pull.
While she's getting that ready, let's start with Eamon. Eamon, why should you be Stream MVP this week?
Let's see. Eamon did not step on the poor server's toes.
That's true.
And no, he's, I don't know, he was kind of quiet today.
Yeah, it's always a great way to pull the votes.
Yeah.
You did good enough.
He,
Better talk to Kate.
yeah. I mean, still stayed in character with Cade, I guess. Even though Cade's really trying to get Eamon to get out of his, I guess, cloth-wrapped shell.
There's
But
something inside of all those rabbits.
I'm pulling it out, I tell ya.
and he's written a letter, and he will.
What a
It's
secret.
a little, I guess, mysterious, you know, and a little bit more of a tie to his backstory.
Eamon mysterious?
No, never.
So,
All right. So if your vote is for Eamon, you'll be able to do that in just a moment. And Eamon will be rolling for Gronk at KNB. And Gronk, he raids us almost every week, consistent viewer. So he will be rolled for by Eamon. Gronk, let us know if you're still here. And next we're going to go to Alcott. Why should you be stream MVP?
Alcott should be stream MVP because he convinced Irba to let him read a book.
He did. That was touch and go.
And it was learning some things about the Thessalonian language, which in turn will help the party as a whole get toward this goal of discovering what we assume to be an evil plot is going on in the world. He then, eventually, once the party met up with him again, brought the party back to Fort Von Frost, and has gotten this letter from his father, who's apparently been abducted, and there's some stuff going on there, but it's obviously affected Alcott very deeply, and he needed some space, so he slept out in the woods last night, but not out in the woods, he's glamping in his secret shelter. But the main point was he sat at his writing desk, just racking his brain as to what all he should do or can do in this circumstance, because, like I said, didn't leave on the best of terms, but doesn't mean he doesn't love his dad. So
yeah, no, well done, and yeah, that was good role play, a little touch and go there with Miss Irba for sure. As a DM, I was ready to just toss you out, but you role played it well, and then you popped it with that nat 20. So that was
so lucky on that.
That was well done. I remembered the other thing I was supposed to do. I was supposed to show.
Yes.
No, not this right here. More artwork from Pat Draws. So it's rare that we get 2 in one session, but this is Eamon. No one noticed my pretty new face.
I love the flowers.
Yeah, the flowers on it. That's awesome. All right, Cade, why should you be stream MVP?
Huzzah! I should be stream MVP because I'm Cade. That's why.
I mean, that's always Kate's argument. So.
I'll tell you, you're rolling for
Oh, yes.
DM 221532.
Numbers.
DM 22,
DM numbers.
Yeah, DM. He's a regular viewer. I'm pretty sure he's
He
won
was chatting quite a
before.
bit. He said, "Woo!"
Yeah, there he is. And I don't know. Maybe he hasn't won before. I don't see him in my previous
okay.
winners list.
I'm going to roll a 3 and a 4.
So
for you.
congrats
He
on
is
your
a
possible first win there,
I'll
my
roll a
friend.
3.
All right. So sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
All right, well, because I'm Cade, that's why. Well, a lot happened this week. First off, well, I'm trying to pull the fun out of Eamon. I tell you, I'm trying my hardest. I even paid somebody to dance with him. And then I sang a sea shanty in the captain's club. And then I did cartwheels and danced on the bar, and did a flip-de-doodle off the bar. I did a lot of stuff.
Told a tale.
I told a tale and I drank Firewater all the way down. So, there you go.
All right. And Irda, why should you be stream MVP? You'll be rolling for
Oh.
Yes, before.
Pat 66.
Oh, huzzah!
Alright, Irda should be stream MVP because she encouraged Cade to try to make a connection with the bartender to hopefully help his tavern back at the fort because she wants Cade to succeed. She also got into the lighthearted nature of what was going on in the tavern and joined in on the music. I was just generally trying to give her friends a little bit of enjoyment after the things that had happened recently. Let's see, we went to talk to Alcott. She was very polite to the guard, who was very friendly. Her setting up the Shrine to Stanray in the fort, and getting that lovely blessing as part of that. As soon as she got back, giving what gold basically all the gold she had left from the various purchases that she needed to make, and buying her the completed axe over to the people so that they can finish doing what they can from what she could provide. So yeah, that's why Irda should be stream MVP.
Well done. And yes, it was an excellent day for all of you today.
Run for votes! Run for votes!
Irda,
a lot of money this
you will be rolling for Lord Forth.
Nice.
Got it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like it seems like the luck goes in waves. we've had, like, Pat 66, he won a lot early on.
Yes.
And he hadn't won in a while. Now, William, he's had a couple wins lately, and so good luck to all of you. The poll is up now, so you click in the top right-hand corner. You can give one of these players
Run for vote!
2,000 experience points, because they're higher level. It's 2,000 experience points that they're going to get now. They have a lot. So it is a lot on the line for them. If you think they were the best role play, I like you guys being part of the judge of how they level up and how they get their stuff.
I like my run.
So this is not gratuitous XP. This is, I think it matters when the players really gather the attention and capture the audience. That is what you reward as a DM for their experience. All right, let's start off rolling, and we're going to start with you. Eamon, tell us who you're rolling for, and all were subs, I believe. So everybody gets two. Oh, you're okay. So everybody else except
DM
22, 50, 32.
DM numbers.
Doesn't get 2 dice, only gets 1 because not a sub. Everyone else gets 2.
Gronk at K&B.
Here we go, Gronk. Let's see what we got.
Run for
15.
votes.
15. That's a strong roll. That's a strong roll. All right, let's go to you, Alcott. You're rolling for DM.
Yes, Mr. Numbers. A 5.
Oh,
5. All right, so
that
Gronk-
is pitiful,
Still need
I
new
tell
dice.
ya.
Gronk's still in the lead. Let's go to Cade.
All right, I'm rolling for Pat 66. Let's
Vote
go,
for Stream
Pat.
MVP.
16.
A 16.
Huzzah!
That takes the new lead.
I'm a winner, and I always am.
All right, for William now, Lord
For
Forth.
Lord Forth, I have rolled an 18.
An 18. Oh, so close, Pat. William,
I
congratulations,
am sorry,
my friend.
Pat. I failed you.
Yeah, I voted for you, short mile on the run for the chicken chili. All right, Lord Forth, I have all your mailing information, so don't worry about that. You guys go ahead. You still have time to vote for Stream MVP.
Apparently, Fraley wants me white chicken chili, so I must make it one of these days for him.
All right, yeah, he's not too far down the road. We are going to do a Blue Box meetup here at some point when when all the COVID restrictions are out of the way and people are able to travel more freely. We're going to have an event. It may be, hopefully, maybe later this summer. If I have to wait, till next year, whatever I will. But we're going to do a Blue Box meetup. Anybody that wants to come into town, we'll figure out a way to make it all work and logistics, and we'll have a good time. We'll probably barbecue. We'll do lots of D&D. Maybe we'll do rotating tables. We're going to have like a fun thing here as soon as COVID allows. We've got a lot of people that live within a reasonable...
Confirmed.
Blue Box Con.
Yeah, Blue Box Con confirmed. We got a lot of people that live close around us, and then even those that don't, that have said they're willing to come and travel. And I would just love, I'm not necessarily really trying to do a con per se, although I guess we could call it that. I just really want to do a meetup with the fans.
Okay.
I want to...
Huzzah!
And the stream MVP. Ooh!
Huzzah!
Let me see
Yo
the-
ho!
15 for
And
Cade.
15 for Kate. Oh, Kate, wait, you 11. You exceeded the total votes for everyone else combined today. The audience loved what they saw from Kate.
and a bottle
So
of rum.
thank you very much
Yo-ho,
to all of us. A 13-hour drive is close enough, Robert. No doubt about it. We will get that on the schedule as soon as we can, so stay tuned. Reminder, we do have Greyhawk Awakening Tuesday night.
Yes.
We have Millie's Life hangs in the balance. In fact, truly, it's very close. It could go TPK. You have an Umber Hulk, which has several members of the party confused. One of them is babbling inanely, which Josh babbles inanely better than anyone. And then we have Butter Muffin, Rubber Ducky. And then you have Vivi, who is actually attacking in bear form her own companion. You have Millie, who has already taken heavy blows and now has a ever mysterious Tim crit table crit on her. No one else knows the number. Tim knows the number. I sent it to him this week, but nobody else knows what I rolled on Tuesday night. So we will see what happens. That's why she was rolling a backup character. And then we'll have our Wednesday night LMA, I think. No Sunday stream next week. And we are going to raid now. We're going to raid Fable 42. Good folks over there, Chris. Chris will be participating with us in GaryCon. GaryCon right around the corner. Blue Box has 4 streams on GaryCon. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 4 streams on GaryCon. And it's going to be a great time. 2 of them will be our GHA crew. We're going to be intersecting with Lord Gasumba's Joust. You're going to see Shorewin, if he's still alive, in the Joust for that session. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have one last question for you. If you watch today and you're not a follower and you haven't subbed, what are you doing? Give us a follow over here at Blue Box. We love you. Everybody have a great week. Stay safe out there and rating Fabled 42 now. Bye, friends. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Does anybody remember Shrinky Dinks?
Yes, I
Yes.
had them.
That's what this reminded me